Alright, hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another live stream. I am by myself at the moment. That may be subject to change, I don't know. I was kind of debating about whether or not I would stream or not until about 5 minutes ago. So, at the moment I'm by myself. I've been thinking about the Tomcat a lot. So, I am going to fly a Tomcat a bit, do some carrier ops, maybe practice some weapons and some other things. We'll see. We'll see. But for the time being, I'm by myself. Let me just check my audio. Do some carry. Alright, it's working. So we're in Tomcat. I've been thinking about this a lot, like I said. Fortunately, this is typical. Every time that I go to join this server, it's about to restart. If you do want to join me for a little bit, I'm on Aerobatics Online Caucuses. I think I'm on the US one, not the UK one. But once it restarts, I'll probably keep playing. I feel like doing some carrier ops and things.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
And also, I might do probably some combat stuff later too.
Chief, connect ground air supply.
Might play on some
Ground power is now on.
other kinds of servers. I mean, just like a 4 or something. I haven't really
Ground air supply
done
is
much
now
on
connected.
Tomcat in a while, so.
Okay. ICS comm check. Okay.
See if I can get in there to get this thing started.
Arm the ejection seat. Ready to start.
Alright, crank the right engine. This speed up. Flying that 15A at the moment. It's a VF-24. Do some carrier quals and some other things. We'll see. Probably do some tanking. I've done that in a bit. That's always a little bit of a challenge. I'm kind of thinking of some ideas. I still have a Harrier mission plan that was requested by viewers. It reminds me, if you do want to go on the Discord and maybe vote on when we do polls for what aircraft to do in our next streams, and you are perfectly welcome to do so. I've encouraged that. But the last requested one was a Harrier, so Jimbo and myself will be doing that probably next time that we stream together. I don't know exactly when that is. He is busy today though, so I'm trying to keep up commitment to have at least one day a week where I stream almost no matter what. I've kind of picked Saturday for that. So but yeah, but I'm still gonna finish up a little bit on that. But I want to do some Tomcat stuff, so maybe I'm gonna start working on it. Maybe I'll do a little bit of mission editor stuff later in this. We'll see. I want to do an air-to-air mission because I never ever do that because I'm bad at it. But either do like, I don't know, maybe carrier ops like US Navy Tomcats and maybe like a Alert 5 kind of thing, or maybe just like a scramble or whatever, and I don't know, launch to intercept what's, I don't know, some kind of bomber or something like that. Maybe some that's escorted by fighters. We actually have to do some fighting, keep it interesting, not just like a peacetime intercept, but we'll see. Otherwise, if I'm struggling with carrier ops and I'm not at my standards, then maybe I would just do like maybe then I'll just do like, I don't know, Iranian Tomcats, operate from a field or something in the Persian Gulf map. That could be interesting, but I don't know yet. I don't know yet. We shall see. I don't need any of those things. Let's talk to ABC here.
Cobble Eddy, in field 1. Request startup. Field 1, Cobble Eddy, clear for startup. Wind 191 at 2 meters per second.
What's coming up here? I really hope that this has the wood alignment here. I don't want to sit here for 10 minutes and wait for that. We'll see. They're usually pretty good about doing that on this server. So, we'll see. We will see if they will be nice to me or not. I think I have everything else done though. I have stab auger on, I have radios, TACAN on. What tank or boat do I want to go to? Probably the Roosevelt, so 101 X-ray. X-ray transfer. Okay, good. It is stored heading. Awesome.
Cavalletti, in field 1. Request taxi to runway. Field 1. Cavalletti, clear to taxi to runway 25.
I need ground crew to...
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Alright, let's go. Oh, parking brake. Oops, I forgot to disconnect ground power in here. Do it automatically. There we go. Proof that I have not flown this thing in a little while. Oh, I do love the Tomcat. It is such a cool aircraft. You can't hate it. Everybody likes it. There's a, what's that, Fokker 190 flying around here. I don't want to hit that, so I'm gonna roll up here.
Field 1, unable to clear for takeoff. Field 1, Cavalletti, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QSE 29.47.
I'm gonna do full burner, why not? What's up? How's it going, dude? If you want to fly, we can do that a bit. I don't know if I'll fly the F-16. I might just stick with the Tomcat, but... I don't know.
Roger that.
see where it is on the map. It's gonna be over here. Oh, my deckhand's not working. Let's do it manually. I guess.
Oh! Wait. Loading.
What?
What's up, boys?
What's up?
I didn't even know you joined. I gotta go. Like 15 minutes. But Whisper, did you see the video?
I'm gonna, but I'm streaming right now, so I'll look at it later.
Oh, Buddha.
Yeah.
I got that echo
There is a
night.
friendly. 12 o'clock. 13 miles.
Streaming. On YouTube?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you can. Why do you never put notifications in your...
Because I mean, I put a thing in the server news, but I literally was debating over whether or not I was going to stream until like 5 minutes before you started, or I started, so there wasn't really any time to. But I'm trying to make it be like a fixture, so I stream like every Saturday at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. So
Okay. This is the first time I've ever caught you streaming live.
yeah,
European time.
yeah. I was gonna say, I figured it as a time zone thing too.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right, see ya. Yeah, I was just thinking about a Tomcat a lot this afternoon, so I felt like flying.
Tomcat.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the BU.
Yeah, I know. Just for the PTID, I can't wait for that. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
HUD will be a great addition, but like, not the most important thing to me.
Rio's Rise.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to learn that. I'm gonna have to make Jimbo learn it too, because he always tries to make me do. I mean, I kind of made him get the Tomcat, and he wanted to do that so we could do multi-crew, but we don't do it that often, so.
I mean, hey, if you guys ever get on earlier, you can shoot me DM and give me a Rio.
Alright. I know how to do, like, I kind of know how to do the lantern pod, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, I can do lantern pod and I can do radar stuff. I'm not very versed in the navigation stuff or radio stuff, but you know, I can do combat.
Yeah, it's just really complicated. Just using the radar, using the TID, I don't know enough about it. I have tried learning it and doing it a bit on a number of occasions, but like, it is not an easy aircraft to, learn the radar and everything.
It's not as hard. I think it seems harder than it actually is. I think
Yeah.
it's like one of those. It's like it's one big step, and then it's like smooth sailing from that. Why not? It's like just learning to like flip between the pages and go between the raw radar return and the actual TID.
Yeah, maybe I'm just overwhelming myself just by thinking about all the stuff that there is to learn, or how much I perceive that you have to learn.
I mean, I just focus on like trackwell scan, RWS, and like STT logs.
Yeah, I had done that, but the last time I tried doing Rio stuff, which was like an impromptu thing a couple weeks ago. Why is my HUD screwed up, actually?
I screwed up with your HUD.
I don't know, did I like move before it was on or something? That could be a problem.
What's even wrong with it right now?
It's just like stuck on like the takeoff page or something. Like it doesn't move at all. Anything that I do.
Oh yeah, that
So-
weird line on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, well that's just from the TACAN, but I mean like if I roll or do anything, it does nothing. Like pitch ladder doesn't work.
Is that maybe a like side effect of the TACAN?
It shouldn't be. No. No, it doesn't seem to be. I don't know if it's just like a bug or if it had something to do with alignment and I like didn't wait for it. Well, that'll make landing on carriers hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway, but
So you have like a fucking stable cam head.
I'm gonna have to
follows the
use
HUD.
my standby ADI. My VDI doesn't work either, so I wonder if it is like.
It's probably an alignment thing then.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. I thought he said that we could. Jester said that we could go. I mean that the heading is exactly right for magnetic heading, but
Yeah, I was about to say if your heading was right, you know, it's,
so it could just be a bug. I don't know why that would happen, but whatever. I'll make it more challenging for myself. The server's gonna restart in not too long anyway, so
oh yeah, I mean also fucking multiplayer server, so.
yeah.
There's your problem.
Yeah, we'll see.
I can't wait for the Tomcat to get like Jester 2.0 and all the
Yeah.
F4 features. Well, the ones that they were gonna introduce. I really hope they do the like better pilot animations that the F4 has.
Okay, that's cool. My flight
We have a
control
friendly,
system.
aisle 78, 9 o'clock, 9 miles.
Are you flying out of bounds?
My pitch axis has decided to stop working.
Sync rate's too high.
Go ahead and check.
You are now flying very fast.
Alright, that's cool. Let's try that again and see if that will work this time.
Is it just me, or are you like falling at 1,000 miles per hour?
Yep, I switched to the Rio seat and then my pitch axis stopped working and it just went into a dive.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
So we're gonna try that again. I don't know why that happened. I'll wait a little bit longer for just.
How much of a delay do you have on your stream?
It shouldn't be too bad, but I guess it's. I guess it's like.
It's like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Seems like.
I think I have it on the normal latency.
Hmm.
I think.
Yeah, I'm watching right now. You just popped into your new Tomcat.
Yeah. So it's not that bad. It's like 10-15 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
Chief, turn on the ground power. Chief, copy. Connect ground air supply. Copy. Ground power is now on.
Roger.
Ground air supply is now connected.
ICS com check. Can you hear me?
The stick works now.
I'm
Okay,
kind of
Roger.
sad gas left because I wanted the first-hand gas experience.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get it at some point. He might be back. I don't know what he's doing, but I can. Everything that you see Gas do on stream and how he talks and everything, I can assure you that is
Ready to start.
he is not like laying that on for the stream. Like that's.
Oh no, I believe it.
That's
I
just
mean,
what
I
he
have
does.
like I have light ADHD too, so
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yeah, he's an interesting person.
Yeah. It's so funny because I often watch your VODs in like when I'm just like chilling and I'm like you guys are doing an operation like some kind of strike mission and then I just hear in the background like
Yep.
it's like great. The immersion.
Yeah, I know. Or that one stream where he had like some voice changer thing, and I got stuck on because he couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So the first like hour of the stream, anytime he talked, it was just like vocoded to some random thing. It's so funny.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I don't remember which stream it was. It was like it might have been like a month ago or something.
Wasn't it in a recent stream where Jimbo was like, "Gas, shut the fuck up"?
I don't remember.
I think you guys were air refueling. I think it was the maybe it was the F-16 night mission.
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, maybe. I was like, I
Yeah.
was struggling.
I think he was
there.
just hot micing. Like you could just hear background noise.
Yeah, probably. That would make sense. Yeah, because it was like there's so much. I was struggling so much in that stream to tank because there was so much pressure. I felt just because like, partially because I was streaming and people watching, and then also because it's, you know, it's a mission that it's a little bit more serious, so I'm a little bit more focused on it. And then also,
You have two retards in your ear.
yes. And it's nighttime and I can't see. I literally can't see anything. And so I think it's. I didn't really watch the VOD, so I don't know how dark. I know it was really dark, but like my gamma, I lower it so it looks better in general. But it means that when I'm doing anything at night, I can literally see absolutely nothing outside of the MVGs. And it was worse when
I mean,
we
that's
had-
pretty much how it looked in the VOD.
Yeah,
as well.
I figured.
It was very
And
good.
it was, and that like mission was better than when we tested it because I changed like the date, because when we tested it, it was like a new moon, so there was literally, you could see absolutely nothing, and
Yeah.
so it was better like when we actually went to do it on stream, but still it was not that much better. But when I've
Yeah.
done tanking in the F-16 later, just by myself or whatever, it's like, or even when we are streaming, it's so much easier when it's I'm just
I mean-
relaxed and it's daytime.
Yeah. I'm not very good at it either. That's like the F-16 is like the module that I know the most, and like
Mhm.
aerial refueling is like the final frontier for me in DCS.
Yeah.
That and carrier landings. But
They're
yeah.
both really, really hard.
Yeah.
I've been doing the F-16 a lot lately, so my carrier landings have kind of slipped because I just don't practice it enough. But when I
Yeah.
had been doing it, I was good at it, especially in the Hornet. There was one day where I could get perfect past 3 wires every attempt in the Tomcat, and then the next day I couldn't do it, but
Yeah, that's the thing that's frustrating for me, is that like it's not hard doing the final, you know, the turn, like the last 15 seconds before you hit the
the
deck.
groove, yeah.
That's not, the groove. That's not very hard. It's doing the pattern, like doing the brake turn and putting the wheels out and then perfectly like AOA flying to
It's-
the turn. That shit makes me crazy.
It's hard because every single thing has to be perfect. It's like
Yeah.
you have to be at the right altitude and the right speed on your initial approach flying past the carrier. Your brake has to be perfect, and you have to be at exactly the right speed through the brake and maintaining the right G-force on the pole, so then when you level out, you are at the right distance abeam, and then you have to get your angle exactly right for
Yeah.
the turn down towards to get into the groove. And it's so hard.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done an F-14 landing, like proper pattern.
I've done it, but it's not easy and I'm out of practice. I'm hoping this works this time so I can actually try it.
Yeah.
Cobble Eddy, Springfield 1, request startup.
We're ready to taxi.
Yeah, I want to do more like missions that like you and Jimbo do, with like
Yeah.
the actual setup and stuff like that, because it looks like a lot of fun. I'm kind of like, I don't know, disgruntled with PvP DCS currently.
I've done almost no PvP DCS ever. I always do PvE because I'm bad at I'm bad at like air combat in general, and I can't do it against people. I need to practice
Yeah.
it more, but
I mean, I still enjoy like hopping on like the Cold War servers and stuff, but it's a bit annoying when there's like no structure at all.
yeah. That's why I'm so excited for the dynamic campaign,
Dynamic,
yeah.
yeah.
Because it'll be so much better to just be able to hop in and like actually do something where you feel like you have a goal. I know it's
Yeah.
just gonna be like single player at first, but
Yeah, I really hope they have a good co-op integration with that.
I think I think they will eventually, but
it needs like at least so you can have 4 players.
yeah, that would be
At
good.
least.
Please not like sweep out. Come on, bro.
I thought the new Q&A Wags did was pretty exciting, where
Yeah.
he talked about, he said like that you're gonna be able to like take command of AI flights like in BMS. So that's pretty cool.
Why am I? What the? Why are my brakes not working? Like they're going on, but they're not. What the fuck?
You check your binds, are they like being unbound at real time?
Like it's working. Like I can see him pressing the brakes, but it wasn't doing it. Where's the brake pressure? My brake pressure is not working.
Seems like the F-14 is braking, but not in the way he wants.
Yeah, I don't know why it's... Alright, well...
Grass.
My keybinds are clearly working, but it's not... Alright, this is broken. I'm leaving the server. My keybinds are working. They're clearly
Cut the
working,
grass.
but it's not working in the game. It's just completely broken, and I don't know if it's that server or what.
Yeah.
So,
It work, but no work.
yeah. So, I mean, that server's supposed to restart, but... let's see.
To be honest, when I want to do practice, I just jump in a custom mission, like a...
Yeah. Do I have any, like, set up? I mean, I could make a really, really, really fast carrier practice mission for it. I'm just gonna do that, actually. It'll take me, like, 5 minutes. Just so I can put a carrier in there and just have something to practice. I want to take off. I'll just take off from the carrier itself. I don't know why. But
Oh
not
no,
do
your
that.
IC is ruined. Oh no.
Yeah.
Evening, fellas.
How's it going, dude?
Hello.
Yeah, my integrity check literally every single time that I every single time that I leave a multiplayer server, almost every time, it just breaks my integrity check. And it's either, it used to just be the Huey textures, or Huey roughmets, I think. I uninstalled the Huey, I reinstalled the Huey, it sort of fixed it, because now it's usually only one of them, either the tail or the fuselage. But it also now, I think, breaks the textures or my, like, mosquito roughmets or like propeller textures or propeller roughmets. It just break it. I don't know why that happens, but
Oh.
yes. Hi, kitty cat.
Whisper, you like the Phantom, right?
I do like the Phantom.
Check screenshots.
Okay.
I did a thing.
Ooh, would you buy the Phantom?
No, check the check the left
oh,
pylon.
oh. Oh my god. I do like the Phantom. Actually, is that what's that called? The standard arm, right?
Yes.
All right. Didn't we have a conversation about that?
Yeah, we did. I found a mod called the F4E Expanded Arsenal mod that gives it like the standard arm, the harm.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does work.
That's cool.
It's basically a Shrike on drugs, which is what the first standard arm missiles were.
Oh yeah, okay,
That's
I get it.
pretty
Arm
cool
is
for
an
like
anti-radiation missile.
Yeah, I mean you could technically do like, you know, F4G at home Desert Storm missions.
Yeah. Let's do this one. And no, actually, I'm gonna do combat formation. Hold on. Combat formation, 10-mile radius. Get rid of this. That can go away. What's the heading here? 2.8. That's fine. We'll just set this to 25 knots. 2.8. We'll put it there. How far is that? Good enough. Can't be bothered to put an actual thing. I'm gonna put a hornet in here too. Put a FA-18. Let's do the B. Why not? No, I'm gonna do the A. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, I'll put a carrier in here too. I mean the tanker. Let's see. I'm gonna spend 45 minutes trying to pick a squadron to do. Stop chewing, Isabel. Why are you doing that? Hopefully this is like the Tomcat itself isn't broken. Hopefully it's just like
Wasn't there recently a patch?
there was an update, I forget when, like a week or two ago, but I don't know if it changed much about the Tomcat. I don't know why it would. I just don't get like my keybinds were working, like my rudders were clearly working. I could move the stick, but it just wasn't doing
Yeah, I mean,
anything.
it could have just been a dog shit server with a lot
Yeah.
of desync or something.
I think that is. I mean that my ping was fine, but I don't know. Like I know it was
Yeah.
on the grass too, but it's like my brakes just didn't work even though I was applying them. Like it looked like I had no brake pressure. Okay, I'm just gonna do this squadron because I don't need to think about this too much. I'll just remove those and then we're gonna set INS reference alignments. Wait, stop chewing on wires, cat. Why are you doing that? They're fixed. Oh my god. Ellie. Go wait.
What are you up to, Harhog?
Little slap shot at the moment while I awaken myself from a slumber, and then DCS in a few.
I'm gonna just
Mm.
okay, that's fine. I have reference alignment stored. That's good. I don't need any weapons or anything like that. I'll just have it be there. What carrier is this? The Stennis. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be the Lincoln. That's fine. And I'll put a Hornet in here too, just because, in case I want to do some Hornet carrier ops practice as well. I was thinking of doing some mission editor stuff anyway. Maybe I'll just do a little practice sortie with some kind of silly loadout. Do I have VF81?
How are the the fucking carrier crew?
They're pretty cool. I like them. I think they were a really good addition.
They're not like a pain in the ass to use.
No, I mean they can be a little bit fiddly sometimes, but I haven't used them that much, so I think like and they updated it too, so they're a bit better, I think, but
Yeah.
but
Is it really still really annoying like placing jets on the carrier in a mission editor?
no.
Okay.
Like
Because I remember
annoying.
it used to be really fiddly if you wanted to put it like in a specific spot, like in a parking area.
Yeah, I think that still is. I don't typically do that though. So I just
Put
let
them
it.
on the cats.
Well, no, when I just do takeoff from ramp and it just puts me wherever is the default place. If you have multiple aircraft, and you have other like static objects that are blocking parking spots, then it will put you in one of those. So I've done some missions where I've actually tried to do that, and I've put them on like the ramp or something. But
Yeah.
so that works. But I'm gonna do this silly loadout here.
Yeah, I wish the carriers had like the dynamic slots.
Yeah. Do they not? I thought they did. I don't remember. I forget, but look at this silly loadout. I'm gonna give this one some waypoints and actually do some flying. Just cause. And then I'm gonna stick in a. How far
Bro
away
doing
did
the
I put
thick
this
boy
from?
walleyes.
Yeah. Where's the. Here it is. Waypoint. I don't remember how to use the walleye, so I might have to use the thing, whatever it's called. But
I have never used the walleye on the Hornet.
They're kind of cool to do because you steer them yourself if you use the data link pod. But
Yeah, it's like a ancient version of the slam,
yeah,
which is also a weapon I've only used like twice.
I've used it a couple times. It's Jimbo's absolute favorite weapon, but he also uses it from like 10 miles away. And I'm like, bro, it's like the
Oh my
missile
God.
costs like $2 million. It's like a cruise missile. You're supposed to use it from 150 away. It's like, nope.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
really triggers. Maybe I'm wrong for this, but it really triggers me when I see like people flying Hornets and they have like 4 slammers on it.
yeah, I've done that, but it's not that common. I mean, usually they would do like,
One.
yeah, like the one loadout that I've seen actually used in like OYF, for example. Um, I'll show you in just a second what they did. You've probably seen that. I might have put it in the Discord at
I
some
mean, I've
point,
seen a
but
picture where it's like 2 Hornets and they're both carrying one.
yeah, yeah. Let's give this let's say Mauler.
And I think I've seen one where they're carrying the data link pod on the other wing.
Yep, that's pretty typical as well. I'll set this at 15 and then 255 55 X-ray. I'm just gonna put this in here.
After playing the F-16 for so long, going back to the Hornet, you really notice how much more clicky the Hornet is.
What do you mean?
Like, you have to use your MFDs a lot more. Like, with the Viper, you can just kind of
The MFDs have way
use your
more
HOTAS.
pages, and it's weird because
Yeah.
the F-16.
Well,
like
you have to use the OSBs a lot more, like the
Yeah.
push buttons.
because it's like you can just cycle through them with the main ones with what is it DMS left and right.
Yeah, exactly.
And but it's also weird because you only have like 5 or so different things like that are there by default, like pages by default, and then it will then you have to like swap them out
Do you mean on the F-16 or the Hornet?
on the F-16.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying the F-16 is like a lot easier.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
you
yeah.
can just
No, I
use the
agree.
HOTAS. Yeah,
Whereas you have a million pages on the Hornet, that's a little bit
yeah.
harder to do. 127,500, we're just gonna call this APE, and we're gonna call it 72, as is my standard operating procedure, and then ICLS this and 12. Okay, but let's see. Loadout, that's pretty common for doing, that I have seen them do. So
I
like
really wish we
this.
could get like a later tape F-16 or whatever it's called, tape suite block, whatever, that has like the Scorpion HMD and the laser JDAMs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't really care about the Scorpion HMD. I mean, it'd be cool. I don't know which ones can and can't use that because typically in most
I think
of the
it's
time
the block 40, block 50 with the upgraded tape, or
Yeah.
and the block 52.
Yeah, I've seen Block 40s use them. I think they use them at Aviano Air Force Base, but it's still typically the JHMX that they use. But yeah, I want LJ dams for the Hornet as well and APKWs. I agree with you. I think I don't know why they weren't doing that. I think it's just because the F-16
They
that
say it's
didn't-
because it's a specific time period Viper. They
Which
say
is-
it's like
it's-
2007 era.
Yeah, same thing with the Hornet too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Which
so-
is really stupid because they're like selective with that. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing a very specific Viper, but we're gonna do a Frankenjet F-35.
yeah, I
Or
think
we're-
Wag said what they were gonna do something that's like 2012 era or something, but
Yeah, and people were saying like, oh, the only operational F-35 in 2012 was the Marine one,
mhm.
and but they're doing an Air Force one, so it's gonna be like a Air Force jet with
Yeah.
fucking like Marine like internals or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I just hope that they just give me the option to put the drag chute on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a pretty typical loadout for slams with the Hornet that I've seen. The only difference is or the main difference is instead of the AT Fleer, they had the AAS 38 Nighthawk pod, but obviously we don't have that in DCS. I'd like to have that and the ASQ 173 LST pod, but just for early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s stuff. But
that's pretty much the loadout I have for my Slam, but I put the fuel tank on the other wing.
I do it on the right wing because I think that was most typical.
Well, I mean, like, I don't have a center line one.
Oh, you do like symmetrical.
Yeah, for at least that loadout.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm a double ugly man.
I love double ugly. I'm just so I do it all the time. It's kind of fun sometimes to do like to do like the Marine Corps ones and have the lightning pod on center line and 2 symmetrical dropping.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to fly around, but so I'm gonna make it difficult. I'm gonna make like difficult for myself and do this weird ass thing with the walleyes, but I'm gonna try and practice the Tomcat a little bit first because I feel like it.
It's gonna be so cool to have JDAMs on the Tomcat.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that. Because it's like, that was so common, early 2000s. Which is the time period basically for all their modern stuff in DCS, so... Alright, how is it? It's,
I do wonder, though, now that they're saying that they're doing a 2012 F-35, because when the news about the F-35 came out, they had that, like, weapon list, which included, like, the GBU-39, the small diameter bomb, and I think it also said, like, the JDAM ER or something like that, but then they removed those from the list. So it's like, is it gonna just be an F-35, but it has, like, none of the cool modern weapons that, like, the F-35 and modern F-16s carry and stuff like that?
yeah, I don't know.
It's like, it's another jet that has JDAMs and GBU-12s. Great.
Yeah, I would like to do some of the other more modern stuff, but I don't know. I mean,
I want to carry fucking 8 small diameter bombs and just absolutely swarm.
I want them for the A10 so I can carry
Samsites.
like 16 of them. So that's what they do. I love you see the underside of the A10, they just have a million of them.
Disgusting.
No, I know.
Roger that.
I like it on the F-16 where they have like 4 of them on one side. I think that looks cool.
Yeah. Have you seen
ICS
that
com check. Can you hear
lately?
me?
The US operating in like the Middle East near like Yemen have been shooting down Houthi drones with APKWS rockets.
I heard about that. I haven't seen it, but
I
did
saw.
hear about it.
I've seen a couple pictures of it. If I can find one later, I'll
On the ejection seat.
pull it up on screen. But
I'm closing the canopy.
I mean, cheaper than a Sidewinder probably.
exactly, that's the whole point. Is because I mean they're using these cheap drones, so it's like you might as well just lock that are going like 100.
All right, ready to start.
You just lock them with the
Yeah.
teapot and just get closer and shoot a rocket. It works.
But then again, APKWS is also very expensive for how
Yeah.
small of a rocket it is.
Yeah.
It's like one of those rockets costs like I was watching Casmo a few weeks ago and he on his stream and he said that like one APKWS costs like 3 APKWS is the same as one Hellfire.
Yeah. The Hellfires are. I don't remember how much they cost. They're not.
They cost like 100k
Yeah, that's
bomb
what I
or
thought.
something. Jimbo. Jim Bob.
Jimbo's in the server. Oh, he's gone.
Alright. Did he just cunnilingus us?
Yes.
Yes.
He just did a gas turbine. He just joined and made a noise and then left. Must have filled in for gas because he's not here. Because gas did that and then he left.
I mean, what evening.
Good evening. Oh, he left again.
Wow. I can't believe that you're such a patient man, Whisper, dealing with these two.
I know. It's funny because it's like I seem like the sane and rational one, but they would say the opposite. It depends. It depends. Sometimes I lose my mind. I know, I like having them around. It makes it more entertaining. For me, anyways.
Yeah. And it does make you seem like the same one.
Yep.
They're a good shield for you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I really hope this isn't a bug with the Tomcat, because that would really irritate me. If it is, then I'm just gonna fly the Hornet. Because why not? And now we wait for Jester to do stuff. Well, it sort of seems like this is working because it's not the whatever that's called, that I forget what it's called, isn't just pinned to the horizon line. So it must have been that server, but we'll find out.
I love that center screen on the Tomcat with little like ground pieces.
The VDI, yeah. I think the A6 Intruder has something very similar, but I think it's more complicated because it like displays the terrain following radar too.
Yeah. I just think it's cute that they added those little like gray, those little green boxes moving.
Very 1970s.
Yeah.
I can do this 'cause I have that.
Have you seen that clip from like Iraq where they have Top Gun up on the P-tit?
I think I've seen similar things because that was, I know that seeing from, I don't know if you're familiar, there's a guy on Instagram who's a Rio in that time period virus, and he showed pictures. It's like, because the guys, like the ordies who would basically load all the information into the jet, they would just upload like pictures there because it was a whole digital display, so they could.
Yeah,
I think
I've seen a. Yeah, I don't know if it's real, but I've seen a video of them playing like GoldenEye or something on like an old shooter game.
There's the, I don't, you're probably familiar with it, but in the Tomcat and DCS you can play asteroids in the Rio Sea.
Yeah, yeah.
Forget how it's. I think the code. It's
yeah,
like
you can also do the tape
214.
player, right? The music
yeah, it's
player.
What is it called? Well, it's not called the Walkman. It is left shift N. That's what I thought it was. Let me just check what the stop one is. Shift N.
I can't wait for. Speaking of like tape recorders and tape players, I can't wait for the DTC. Oh.
DTC for what?
For the F16. I mean, for everything, but like specifically the F16.
I'm not sure if I'm
data cartridge.
familiar with that, or them
The
adding
data
that.
cartridge?
I know what the DTC is, but I don't think I was aware that they were like adding that for DCS.
I mean, it is one of the like last features that's like on the F16 feature list.
Oh, okay. I can't
It
wait
says
for
like
the...
working DTC or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be like a
Ready to
just
taxi.
like a general DCS wide thing for the modern jets where you just like can set up in, you have like a DTC menu in the main menu and you can set up like personalized stuff and plug in waypoints and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let me just set my tack in.
It's like, wow, I don't have to set up my countermeasures every time I play the Hornet.
Oh, I don't do any setup with that.
I mess around with it sometimes, but
I
it's
don't
gonna be
even-
nice once you get the DTC.
Yeah, I don't
Because
do
then you don't have
programs
to-
or anything like that. I just do...
Chief, disconnect
You just
ground air
mash the
supply.
button.
I just do single, yeah.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
Alright, let's show these off. How do I do this again? I have to check. Carrier, helpers, teleporting menus, messages, helpers.
Rearming complete.
Sweet. So it's just left shift S for this, I forget. Or do I have to do... Oh no, it's left shift.
I have it on a quick bind, like
Yeah.
on my
Oh,
mouse.
it's left shift E. So that what I have to do? I always forget how to do it.
I think it is the salute key, yeah.
Do I have to do it from the
watching
ground?
that. Good question.
Oh, do I have to... I have to remove the wheel chocks. Did I tell them to do that already? I don't think I did. I think you just remove the wheel chocks and they do it automatically, actually.
Gee, squeeze my hog. Copy.
Now do I have to do it? There we go. I have to remove those and then... Oh. Parking brake again. Tomcat is definitely harder to handle on the deck. It's not nearly as responsive. Assume you're gonna hand me to you, sir. Yes.
Forward, forward, forward.
Hornet is way easier to maneuver. So, or it is anyway, since they updated the like controls for the Tomcat. It's more realistic, but it's less responsive.
Yeah. I love how the Tomcat wheels down.
Yeah, me too. It's so cool. Oh, yeah, just switch. Be cool if they could do the really fine tuning. Like they could have a hard mode for carrier taxiing, and they would just do the little kicks for subtle movements. But that would be a pain in the ass, I can imagine. That's close enough. Tell me to do this. Yep. Seats armed. Auto. Goes up there. Flaps down. What's the bearing indicator? Large bar. Neil. Love that. What is the bearing of the carrier? 028.
10%.
So I'm actually at like 019. So we need to go 039er and then come back to 02. Okay. I'm using the F14A so I can have full burn on takeoff.
I love the little tape on the buttons. That's so funny.
Yeah, like there's a few different versions. It's just kind of random. All right, that's off. Sweep out controls here.
Have you listened to the 10% True podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay. He does great, like, air crew interviews.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of around the DCS sphere as well. He did, like, some preview videos for when the F-15 was coming out. And he's written a book on the F-15. But I was watching an episode where he has an ex-F-15E Wizzo on, who got a SAM kill at Mosul in like 1998 or something.
Oh, I saw the like thumbnail for that video, I think.
Yeah. And yeah, his name is Star Baby. And he, while they were dropping the GBU-12, he started like quoting Shakespeare. Bro knew he was the main character.
Yep.
That's crazy though, taking out a SAM, an SA-3 with like 3 GBU-12s, because there were like 3 Strike Eagles above.
We weren't paying attention at that SAM site.
Well, they did actually shoot at them. You see it in the, because they have like HUD and targeting pod and radar video, and there's like 3 smoke plumes that you see throughout the video. But they did have Seed Viper CJs. I really hope we get some like more old school stuff for the Viper as well, like the lantern pod.
Yeah, but we can't get that for this because I think the only block that it's can use it is the block 40.
No, I think they said that because I think the current targeting pod the F-16 has, the Lightning,
Yeah.
it's like inaccurate in the game. It's like most of the symbology is actually the lantern symbology. So I think I remember seeing that ED said that they were gonna, once the sniper pod is in, they're gonna remove the lightning pod and they're gonna make a lantern pod.
I do vaguely remember hearing something like that. I hope they don't do that. But that's surprising me because the symbology is pretty similar to the lightning pod symbology and like everything else. But it's
There's a friendly 075, 76 miles, Angels 15.
I think it's just more specifically for the F-16 where it
Yeah.
isn't super accurate.
Yeah. Well, I do hope they keep that. But to be fair, I mean, if I'm doing operations and things that are like OIF era, I would do the lightning pod mostly. Because that's what they used, because it was pre-sniper pod. But anything like more recent and general stuff, I'm using sniper pod.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly. Like,
It's better, but it's more aerodynamic and looks cooler.
yeah, and I mean the lantern pod's fine. I mean it's like it would probably be in the same resolution as it is on the F-15E, so it's not
Yeah,
horrible.
it's better than the
It's
Tomcat.
not-
Tomcat, it's
Yeah.
atrocious, but
Yeah, I kind of love it though.
yeah. I would
How
love to see
pixelated it is.
a Nighthawk pod for the Hornet, which, as I understand, it's kind of similar in resolution and things to the Lantern pod, but
I haven't
don't
heard
know.
much about the Nighthawk. It was like pretty similar to the Atflare, right? But just like older.
It's older and worse. I think it's more. I think, as I said, it's closer to the Lantern pod, but just for the Hornet. Because it entered service, I want to say, in the late 80s. Because I've seen pictures of Hornets from the late 80s or early 90s that had it, but it didn't become as common because they weren't using laser-guided bombs. It was still unguided stuff at that time for the most part. But
Yeah,
late
I was
90s,
about to
early
say-
2000s, up to like, I don't know. They were still using it up like well into the later 2000s, or maybe even to early 2010s. But I think at that point it was mostly the AT flare.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I was
like,
about to say because like during Desert Storm, it was just dumb bombs,
Yeah.
arms, Mavericks, and walleyes, right?
pretty much. I mean, there were laser-guided bombs. Obviously, the F-117s and stuff were doing that, but
Yeah, I mean I meant on the Hornet. Yeah.
yeah, for the Navy, for the most part, it was unguided stuff.
Yeah.
Intruders might have been
The-
doing some guided stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they were carrying.
GB-10s and things.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
And obviously but I think it was mostly the Air Force.
Mhm.
I mean, with the F-111 is credited with the most tank kills.
Yeah.
It's like something crazy. It's like 70% of all tank kills
Really?
went to the F-111. Yeah. It's popping them with GBU-12s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean that thing can carry a fuck ton of bombs too, so it's
Yeah,
kind of the whole
I think I've seen on
kind of the point.
I've seen on pictures of them carrying like 6 of them, like 2 under each wing and 2 in the bomb bay.
Not quite the Strike Eagle that can carry like 13, but
Yeah.
actually no, it can't. It can only carry I think 9
8 or
GB-12s.
Yeah.
So it can do
9.
4 on the CFTs each side and 1 on center line. Because I think if you had them on the wing pylons, I don't even remember if you could put GB-12s on those, but
I think you can, but it removes
They don't
the
typically.
air-to-air missiles.
yeah, you might be right.
I think the only like bombs you can put on the Strike Eagle on the wing pylons is JDAMs or like.
They do big stuff. They do the AGM. I forget what it's called. You know the
I always forget what it's called as well.
It's the
Just
AGM-15
the rocket.
or something. That's like or is it the GBU-15? No, GBU-15
No,
is the
it's-
4,000-pound laser guided bomb.
I
Then
think
there's
it's.
the
I
other.
think the GBU-15 is just 2,000. It's a 2,000 pounder,
I
but it
think
has
it
a
is.
data link TV. guy that you can
Oh
get.
yeah, it is the GBU-15. What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of the one that is the GBU-15 with a rocket on the bottom.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. The GBU-15 is...
AGM-130, that's what it's called.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called.
What is... I'll Google it.
I can look it up too. It's,
Yep, it's the AG,
yeah,
right.
AGM-130.
What is the
The 4,000 pound LGB is the GBU-28.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, it's like the long boy GBU-24.
Yeah, I want that. Strike.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah, I think typically most of the, if they do carry a big, like a bomb on those wing pylons, it's usually the AGM-130 or the, or like a GBU-31 penetrator or something.
Yeah.
What's the frequency for this if I hit? Probably. I have it written down, but...
1-1, in field, 1. Request rejoin.
When 2,000 pounds of fuck you is enough.
It's always fun trying to tank at the S3 in a Tomcat. Especially the F-14B. Because, like, I have to do it with the speed breakout. I just can't otherwise. The Hornet, it's not too bad, but it's a bit of a challenge. It's because it's so slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I just need to do aerial refueling more in general. I think the Hornet is the one I can do it the best now.
The Hornet?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I can do that all day.
Yeah. My record for the Viper was like, I think I was attached for like 38 seconds or something, and I was like screaming because I was so happy.
I've
I
gotten...
was like, oh my god, like 3,000 pounds!
The last couple days, or last few times I've done it, when I'm not streaming, or even if I am streaming, I'm just relaxed, then I can do it. So that is the most important thing, is to be relaxed. Because if you're tense, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you can relax yourself and relax your shoulders and your hands and your feet and everything.
Yeah, and I found that finding a good resting position for your hand, like if your arm is up, or for your arm, if your arm is up in the air and you're trying to move it, it's like your arm automatically gets more tense. But if you can like rest it on your armrest or your table or something, and just like, yeah, just use like your wrist to move.
Yeah, or just fingertips if you can, just the small.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wrist and fingertips. Yeah.
Exactly. But I've found, like, in the F-16, if I can relax myself completely, then I can do it easily and not really lose a connection. But if I'm tense, I can't do it.
Yeah, and I tried to do like the fingertip thing of like having the fingertips like kind of higher up, like on the actual like the shaft. But I found that it's a bit easier if I just like kind of hold it on the bottom of the stick and just like press down and use that as the leverage.
Yeah, I just try to keep a fairly light grip on the stick when I'm tanking, just so I can really, just so if my hand's kind of loose on it and I move my fingers and just press on it, then it does something. But if it's too hard, then it's like I have to use my wrist or my elbow, and it makes it harder to make those tiny movements. Alright, let's see, 10 miles out. Another good thing about flying on my own thing, on Mariana's, outside of...
There's a friendly S3, 12
nowhere
o'clock,
near any
6
land.
miles.
I can have my mirrors on and still be maxed out for FPS. Oh, there we go, visual.
Incroyable. I know, my French is very impressive.
I know. I took French for several years in high school, like middle school and high school, and then I started learning German, and then I forgot all of my French, and then I started learning Norwegian, and then I forgot all of my German.
And then you were like, I really want to invade these places.
Yep. I've been to all of them, but
How well do you know Norwegian?
not very. I was a little bit better, but I'd kind of gotten out of it, and I need to remotivate myself and get something better. I've been doing
Yeah.
Duolingo and some other things, trying to listen to some audiobooks or other books and stuff, but which is good to get. Oh, that's okay. That was almost a midair. But they're really not that good. So it's like I need an actual guided course. So I'll probably have to pay for something or find some better way. But it's embarrassing.
Why did you want to learn Norwegian?
Because it was interesting. I don't know. I wanted to learn a language that wasn't super hard, and I was like, you know what? I want to learn a Scandinavian language. So I was kind of thinking either Swedish, Danish, or Norwegian, and then I settled on Norwegian.
You chose the worst one.
Nah, I like Norwegian. It's so, but
No, Danish is the worst one.
yes,
by far.
yeah. I can read it because the written language is basically the same as Bokmål, but it's
Yeah.
I can't. I try and listen to Danes speak like nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Swedes joke that it sounds like they have a potato in their mouth.
Yeah. I've heard people say that Norwegian is Danish but spoken by the Swedes.
Yeah.
The flow is similar, but the written language is exactly the same as Danish. The
Yeah,
flow is
and I
similar
mean,
to-
Norwegian is just rip-off Swedish. So. And I will
Well,
not
technically,
back
it's
down.
rip-off Danish because they were what? They were united as a joint kingdom, and then wasn't like Norway and Sweden were a joint kingdom, but Norwegians
Yeah,
based their language
basically-
off of Danish. Was one of the-
Norway's Independence Day refers to Norway gaining independence from Sweden.
Right, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Ready, pre-contact. Clear contact.
But as I discovered, Norwegian is a lot harder than I expected it to be because there isn't technically a standard
Just a
spoken
bit to the
form.
right.
It's just dialects, and then you have two written languages, and then every dialect has also had different written form. So it's
Oh yeah, and their dialects are horrible. Like,
Just a bit to the left.
you'll listen to like the lower parts of the country by the capital, and you're like, yeah, I can understand that. And then you listen to like the northern stuff, and I'm like,
Just a bit to
yeah,
the right.
exactly.
Elvish. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, exactly. Also, dialect I can understand a bit. I was useful once or twice when my family was there a few months ago. Western dialects and northern dialects, nothing.
Little right.
Or a couple words here and there, but it's so difficult.
Yeah.
But I'm like embarrassed to be an American that can only speak English. It's like everybody
Okay,
in
cool.
Europe
We're taking fuel.
just speaks English, speaks
yeah.
their language and English
Wow, that was so
fluently,
close.
and maybe another one too.
Good, you're in.
Yeah. We are superior. No, I'm kidding.
No, certainly in that regard. But it's like speaking English, and especially being from the U.S., it's like we don't have as much contact with other countries because it's somewhat isolated.
Well, I mean,
near
isn't
two
it
borders.
like, isn't Spanish quite a common
4,000.
one?
Yeah, it's pretty common, and most people take Spanish in school, but it's also expected that anybody who comes here is supposed to speak English because
Yeah.
Americans are ignorant. But
I mean, that's kind of the same in European countries.
Yeah.
Like, if someone moves to Sweden, it's kind of expected
Fuel
that you at least make an
13,000.
effort.
no, obviously, if you move there, certainly. But I don't know. I'm kind of generalizing because it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on the American and their opinion on it, of course. But I love languages, and I've tried learning a million
Fuel
to
14,500.
success, but it's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, most people, I mean, I've met a lot of people or talked to a lot of people from Europe who are not native English speakers, and they speak better English than a lot of people that I know.
Fuel 15.5.
Yeah, I mean, I started talking English when I was like 5.
Yeah.
Well, and partially that was because I had to, because part of my family is from England, so.
Oh, okay.
Not like close family, but like
Yeah.
cousins and stuff like that.
Fuel,
But yes, that was
16,500.
kind of like a motivator for me to start early.
I was gonna
And then
take
obviously
screenshots, I
it's
forgot.
like a standard thing in school and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, at least where I went to school, and I mean, the part of the country I'm from is, I think, puts more of an emphasis on education and things, but even so, I mean, when I was in elementary school, we would have these, like, when I was like 6, we'd have these, like, high school students who would come over for, I forget what it was. It was like, there was some class that was like sort of preparing you to be a teacher, or see if you wanted to do that. And that one of the things they would do is they would teach us a little bit of Spanish. And then
See you later.
after
Right.
that, it was like no learning any language until like the second half of the year when I was like 12. And then I did it for a few years. And then that was it. And then it's like in high school, my freshman year in high school, my first year in high school, they just completely killed my motivation to learn it. Like, I did not really like my teacher that much.
Thank you, Tanker. We
yeah.
love you.
Then the next year, my
Complete.
teacher was
Just a bit to the right.
interesting, and then we literally did nothing the entire year. Cause he was like, I think like Asperger's or something. Like he was ridiculously smart. Like he speaks like 8 or 9 languages, and
Top off complete. Just a
But-
bit to the right.
he was just odd, and he was not a good teacher, and we just do random things. And
He was a bit of a gas turbine.
yeah, but like he would just like show us
Thank you, Tango. We
videos
love
on the
you.
internet of
Transfer
stuff
complete.
that he found
Just
that
a
he
bit to the right.
liked. Like he was interesting in rock climbing, I think. So he'd show us
That
these
looked
videos
easy.
of this guy
Full
who's
plug.
doing rock climbing. I don't even think the videos were in
Great,
French.
we're good to go
Like, I
again.
think it was like,
Little right.
I think
How
it was,
old were you at this point?
I was 15.
Oh, okay.
Little right.
But yeah, so we didn't really do anything. Like we'd have like 1 page in a book to read, and he'd give us 3 days to do it. So I would just play like games with my girlfriend
Nice,
and
we're
my
in.
friend, and then that was kind of it for the whole year. And then I had my next year for French. All right, I'm just gonna abort the refueling there. That's good enough.
All right, we're full and
I
good
had
to go.
this Russian lady who had a really thick Russian accent, and I couldn't even understand her English that well, and I had like completely checked out at that point. So now I'm trying to learn French from this Russian lady that I can't understand, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That sounds great. I'm just imagining a
Yeah, that was-
Russian person talking
was
English, doing French.
Yeah, it was very odd. But I-
see you're very French.
Yep.
Brilliant.
But the French program at my school in particular was abysmal. The language program in general, programs were not very good. There's only 2 different options. Most people took Spanish, so naturally it was more well-funded, had better teachers, but
I just feel like learning French is a waste of time, because no matter how hard you try, if you ever go to France and try to speak it, they think that you're like the devil, because you're like ruining their beautiful language.
yep.
French people are so fucking rude about that.
I
French people.
Of the few countries in Europe that I have been to, the French were the worst at English.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I just imagine, because it's like, why would they want to learn English? It's like, we speak French and we're better than the English. Why would we want
Exactly.
to do that? The Icelanders spoke
The English
perfect
spoke French for 400 years, so why
Yeah.
would we need to learn it?
Yeah, I mean, English comes from French and old Germanic languages, because they got invaded by the Vikings and then spoke a Germanic language and then got invaded by the French and then spoke a combination. and then formed this one language that's actually like 2 or 3 languages in a trench coat pretending to be one language.
Exactly.
It's silly. Kind of a dumb language. I like it in English, but it's weird.
Yeah. I have a crippling scrolling user files on the DCS website addiction.
Oh yeah, I love doing that. On so many different occasions, I've been trying to find like one livery for one squadron, and then I scroll through. I go through the entire thing, just searching like entire F-16 liveries, for example.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I do. But I always just end up picking Weekly.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too.
He's goated. I hope he starts making ones soon again for like the F4 and stuff.
Yeah, I requested one from him, but that was a while ago, so I don't know if I'll get around to it. The 93rd Fighter Squadron.
I think he's probably waiting for them to release the full, the whatever, the model kit or
The
whatever
paint
it's
kit,
called.
yeah, for the Phantom.
Yeah, paint kit.
Yeah, probably.
I love his the air-to-air weapon reskin he's done.
I think I use those a bit, but I don't typically do that. These F-16 liveries are my go-to.
Oh.
Always, always, always. I find that the default Hornet liveries are good, though. The default Hornet liveries are way better than the default F-16 liveries, I think. So I use those a lot.
I pretty much just use the like OIF 2003 Golden Dragons Hornet livery.
The CAG, oh my god, that's my absolute favorite Hornet livery. I generally...
Yeah, with the yellow landing gears.
Yes. I don't know why they stopped doing it. They stopped doing it in like 2006 or something, because that CAG and those jets don't have them. And they haven't done it since then. But...
Have the yellow landing gears.
Yeah, but I know in 2003 they did, and I think 2004 maybe, they changed
It looks so sick.
Yeah, it's just so unique. I love it. I don't usually like the CAGs. I like low-vis line jets, but that one is special. And I love it so much. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm such a nerd for like getting stuff time specific, like right. I wish there were
Yeah,
more
me too.
options for like the pilot models,
Yes.
like having the older masks and stuff.
Yeah, you and me are of the same mind, because I am exactly that way. That's one of my absolute favorite things that they ever added to the F-16 and the Hornet, is the ability to change the helmets. I love
Yeah,
that
to just
so much.
have the HU-55.
Yeah, it makes no difference at all, but
Yeah.
it feels better to have
It
that.
makes all the difference, goddammit.
I know.
Screenshots,
I've-
dude. Screenshots.
Exactly. I need them to
Although
do
it makes
that
me
for-
see that helmet is only client side.
Yeah. Well,
Because you can't see it in
Well,
like you can't see it on other jets.
I think I've seen... Yeah, I know typically it is, but I thought I had sometimes seen...
It,
I don't
it
know,
only
I think
works
it is
for the
just-
JHEMIX and the NVG. It doesn't work for the like.
Oh yeah, the
standard.
MVG, you're right. That's right, because I have definitely seen that. Yeah.
And that's also really nice. I'm really happy they added the actual NVG helmet, because that always bugged me so bad.
Yeah.
When you had the JHEMIX on and you could put the night vision goggles
I
down.
love how you actually have that little green glow on the eyes.
Yeah,
And you can
that's
zoom in,
really
you can see it with NVGs on as well. It's so cool.
The only thing that I wish that would make it even cooler is that you could bring up one of the nods.
Mhm.
So you could have like a half and half vision.
Yeah, that wouldn't really work for me, because all it does, I don't know if you play VR or monitor, but for me it's just, on monitor, it's just a circle in the middle, it's just green. So I couldn't really do
Yeah.
that, but, because it would look
Well,
exactly...
they could make it like one. They could make it like one for each lens.
Yeah. I think it would just be a slightly smaller one that would be a little bit offset, is how it would look. Just be dumb.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously in real life it would also lack proper depth perception.
Yeah. I can't wait. I really, God, I really want them to do the thing with the helmets for the Tomcat too. I know they talked about that. I think it's planned, but I need.
Yeah, I need the HQ 55 on the Tomcat.
Like I have some liveries that have textures that, in a clever way, make it look like that, and they're pretty good, but they're not perfect. So, I have to change.
Yeah,
my
the like I have the ones that like the swordsman.
Yeah, swordsman
The
and
rock.
black knights.
Yeah.
Is one.
I have one of those where it's like the chocolate chip helmet cover.
Yeah, I have that too.
Okay.
I love having variants of aircraft for the same reason, just for realism for whatever time period.
Marshall 206.
Yeah.
Marking maps 071440.
I'd love to have a Block 40.
State 13.5.
Oh, dude, don't even get me
The
started.
Warhead.
Don't even get me started. Dream for the F-16 would be an option for an upgraded Block 50 with like the more modern weapons, the Block 40, and like a like Block 15 F-16A.
That would be cool, yeah. Honestly, we could get any variants of the F-16. Maybe an F-16D would be cool, but I don't know. There isn't really a point to
that
it.
fucking canopy, dude.
Yeah. I sort of like it. Obviously,
Nah.
the single seat looks better, but I kind of like it sometimes.
Get out.
I want a Block 40, not the 42, but the Block 40. And I want the Block 15 or 20 MLU. And I want different variants for the tails, and I want to be able to have the searchlight, be able to have that on or off. I mean, I think all the NATO, like Europe ones, I think they all have the searchlight. But I want that, and I want to be able to have different tails, so I can do like the short tail, like the US ones that like Denmark uses. And I want to have the jammer stuff that the Belgian ones use, and I want to have the drag chute.
Yes, I really want the drag chute. I think it's really weird that the US never implemented the drag chute.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's like pointless that they didn't. I guess it's like weight, but like...
Yeah,
come
but
on.
it's a tiny amount of weight.
Yeah.
I bet it's just because the US typically is only operating from big giant airfields and anticipates only doing that. It's not like...
We're never gonna have to fight a real war.
Yeah,
Don't
I know.
worry. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean, drag chutes are just cool,
yeah.
so...
And every single country that operates the F-16 other than the US and Denmark has the drag chute. Or Belgium that has the ECM. They all have the extended tail. I mean, there's a few squadrons in the Turkish Air Force and the Greek Air Force that don't use them. They fly regular Block 50s or Block 40s or something that don't have it, but for the most part, they all have it.
I think Turkey flies the Block 50.
They fly a lot. They have Block 40s and Block 50s and Block 50. They have the Block 50 Plus that has the CFTs. Maybe the 52s as well, I forget. But they're a long-time customer of the F-16, so they fly a lot of variants. Same with Greece.
Yeah. Turkey's cringe, though, so... I do find the whole Turkey-Greece thing kind of hilarious, because how easily Turkey just trolls Greece every year by sending up jets so that the Greeks have to intercept, and they just waste jet fuel that they can't afford.
Yeah. Like, you're both in NATO, bro. Like, relax.
Yeah, it's so fucking...
I know.
I love NATO, but I hate NATO, man.
It's yeah. It's
As the newest member.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hate it here.
Oh my god.
Someone should make a meme of like Sweden entering NATO, and it's the fucking meme of the guy walking in the room on fire with the pizzas.
Yep. Yep. This is a bad time to join NATO. It's an important time, but also a bad time.
Yeah.
Just odd.
Joins NATO for one day, gets nuked.
Yep. Maybe should have made neutral.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been saying. I wish fucking the Nordics would just make their own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Finland and Sweden, we basically have the same. We're basically one military
Yeah.
with how closely we work together. And I mean, we're working even closer now. Like, we've adopted the same infantry weapons, the same pattern of uniform, a bunch of the same vehicles. We basically have like the same IAD system.
I find it interesting how during the Cold War, Finland bought a lot of Soviet military equipment, like tanks and like they had MiG-21s and they had T-55s and T-72s and stuff. But historically, they hate the Russians. They fought two wars against.
They had like an awkward alliance with them.
They had what? Sorry.
They had like an awkward alliance with them during the Cold War.
Yeah. But I think the understanding was also that if the Cold War got hot and Finland were to be invaded, it would be more likely that they'd get invaded by the Soviets. But
yeah,
it's just weird because it's like they got invaded twice during the lead up and beginning of World War II by the Soviets.
And I mean that's why Sweden also hates Russia.
Yeah.
Sweden and Finland hating Russians since 1939.
Mm-hmm. Nope, landing. Alright, let's see if I can actually.
So many
land
people
it.
forget that Sweden sent like 10,000 volunteers to the Winter War.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't. I
Yeah,
mean, to be
we had
fair,
a
I know
bunch of-
almost nothing about the Winter War, but
Yeah, we had a bunch of volunteers. Well, quote-unquote volunteers. There are theories. I've seen theories that like it was just straight up like soldiers going over there. Because like when you see them, they're wearing Swedish uniforms, like so, and like using Swedish rifles. So it's like, yeah, they seem to just send Swedish soldiers and like, oh, they're volunteers.
yeah.
And then we obviously during the continuation war we sent them a bunch of like aircraft and tanks and all that stuff.
I'm on really high up here, but I'm gonna give myself a little bit more time in the groove.
In before the fucking LSO's like, you're a little low.
Yep. Good thing I have these. Oh, that's cool how it flexes the wings when you use the DLC. That's cool. Didn't know that. I don't know how much Tomcat pilots really did that, but.
Is it true the Rio could fly the jet from the backseat with a little like radar stick?
No, it's not anything to do with flight controls. It's just to control the cursor on the lid.
I saw an interview with a F-14 Rio, but he might have been lying through his teeth then.
I have never heard that you could.
I
Like, it
saw a
doesn't make
video
s-
of an F-14 Rio. He was like an old dude, and he said like, oh yeah, and then sometimes we would fly back to the carrier before the groove or something, like before we got into the pattern, or we'd hold the tanker, like.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Or like while the fucking
I didn't think they did that.
while the
in-
pilot was napping, we would take over the controls.
Yeah, I don't think they did that in Tomcats. In Bantams, certainly.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I was so surprised, because I was like, really? With that little stick and
Yeah,
no
but
throttle?
it doesn't really make sense because there's no throttle and there's no rudder pedals.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, is this old dude like
I think he's
like
lying.
okay, he is a Rio,
Yeah.
or a Wizzo, but it's like it seems like he's kind of
Yeah.
making this shit up.
Stop getting me in my DLC. Forget it. I think you click into burner it. Shuts it off.
Yeah, I feel like it must be a lie because heat blur, they're sticklers for detail,
They
and
are
I think
really
they would
good
add
for
that.
206.
Oh, I'm
Tomcat
way
Ball,
too high.
7.7.
No, I'm not waving off. Fuck you. I don't care what you say to me. 2-wire.
Okay, fair 2-wire.
Thank you, Jester, for telling me that it was fair 2-wire. I appreciate that. The LSOs don't appreciate my piloting genius and prowess.
I wonder how hard it's gonna be to land the World War II aircraft on
I
the
imagine
carriers.
really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because the thing is there's a lot of reasons why it would be really hard. First of all,
Yeah.
it's a World War II plane. Landing on a carrier requires finesse with the throttle, and as you know, torque is a thing, so anytime that you advance the throttle when you're landing, it spins the nose around. You don't have the Eiffel's thing. You had a guy standing there doing a dance, trying to guide you down with actual paddles. That's why they call LSOs paddles, still. And then they would just tell you to cut the power and you just glide onto the deck. You just go idle over that.
Yeah, and you can like barely see over the nose.
Exactly.
Especially on like the Corsair.
Yep. No, it's gonna be a bitch to do, but it'll be interesting.
It's honestly probably cheaper to just ditch the aircraft in the ocean. They made like 1 million of those things. It's fine.
Yeah, they probably weren't as expensive in 1944 or so.
I mean, if you look at the numbers of aircraft shot down during World War II, it's insane.
Yeah, the numbers of
Isn't it
everything
something
are
like
most...
the Wildcat by itself got like 4,000 kills?
Yeah, I think you're right. And the Wildcat was obsolete by like 1942 or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was terrible compared to the Zero. It could not compete with it, except it
Maybe
could
it was the
dive
Hellcat.
better.
It was one of the
The
cat
Hellcat
ones,
was
but-
excellent, but
yeah, it was one of those two Navy cat
yeah.
props. But I know that there was a Pacific Theater aircraft that got like
Yeah.
4,000 kills.
Yeah.
And just for one jet to get, or one aircraft to get that, that's insane.
I know. That's one of my absolute favorite things about learning about World War II is just the numbers of everything. And it's like talking about aviation, like the top ace of World War II, which was the top ace ever, Eric Hartmann, had 353 kills. That's obscene when you think about the best pilots of the last like 4 decades have like maybe 3 or something
Yeah.
like that. I mean, it's probably the Iranians that are some of those pilots that have, like, I don't know, it's 7 or whatever confirmed kills, 7 or 9.
I think the top F-14 ace in the Iranian Air Force, he had, I think it was 16 or 13.
I want to say I've seen some number that it was like 11 or 14, but I don't know.
Yeah,
if
yeah, I
all,
think
I don't
I've
know
seen
if all
11
of
or-
those
yeah,
were
14.
100% confirmed, because there were other circumstances.
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
multiple
my-
aircraft. I think that's
that
what
might be what I was thinking of. That
Yeah.
it's 14, and then there's like a few others that he might have gotten. So it might be like 17.
Yeah, but it's still a lot. I mean, I don't know what the
Yeah, he's
I
still a
think the
triple
most-
ace. So
like for recent U.S. operations, the highest scoring person has like 3 kills or something from, I think, like Operation Allied Force or Denied Flight or Desert Storm or something. But
yeah, I mean, unless we're counting drone kills now.
Yep, that's true. They have
Which-
a lot.
I don't. Maybe some active service pilots come by this, but please don't crucify me. But I don't think drone kills are as impressive as killing another jet.
No, not really. Especially if using APKWS rockets.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I got an air-to-air kill on a cruise missile. It's like,
Okay. It's
Good
flying
job,
in a straight
very good
line,
job,
Not
but-
maneuvering. I mean,
yeah,
I could
like,
do
very,
it. Obviously,
very good
so-
job, but
Yeah, do it, but I'm gonna do this ridiculous loadout. Look at this stupid thing.
It's like I think helicopters are also like on the edge of not being real air-to-air kills because that's just bullying.
Yeah, but they're still maneuverable and they still have a ton of
Yeah.
countermeasures, stuff like that.
That's true.
I like the
But that's
one
like
that was...
that's the last one that counts.
I
in
like
my
the
opinion.
Mi-8 that got killed by that Strike Eagle because they dropped the GBU-10 on it while it was hovering.
Yeah.
And it counted as an air-to-air kill.
Yeah, that's a Chad move.
Yep.
Or the fucking the F-111, the EF-111 from Desert Storm that has an air-to-air kill because he got like a maneuver kill on a MiG-21.
Yeah.
Engine fire left. Engine
I like
fire
how
left.
in like World War II, everybody talks about the T-34 being this incredible tank. It was effective because they made 60,000 of them, but you also, or 52,000, something like that. But you also have to remember
lot.
that of the 52,000 of them, I think 44,000 were destroyed.
Yeah.
There were more T-34s destroyed in World War II than the Germans made of all types of armored vehicles put together. Which is
Yeah.
kind of hilarious. But
Yeah, and I mean, was it that the T-34 was good, or was it, like you said, it's just that it was like made en masse?
there were some
I
good
mean, I know the
characteristics
T-30.
about
Yeah.
it. The problem was that it was built in like comical mass production by slave labor, where they had quotas they had to hit, or they or their family would be like killed or tortured or imprisoned. So they cut corners, like not polishing mirrors on sight and not fitting rubber to the wheels, and
Yep.
not putting seals on hatches and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I think the
probably
armor
the
was
best thing
really
about the
brilliant,
late
though.
T-34s was like the gun, like the T-34 85.
Yeah. Yep. Which was definitely superior to the Sherman, for example. The Sherman was a better tank, probably. It had reasonable armor, and it had reasonable armor, and it was really well made and was reliable because they were all built to the same standard, which was a good one.
Yeah.
They built a lot of them, too. It was like 30 or 40,000, I think. It was just that the gun, until really late in World War II, was underpowered. They started, this British had like the Firefly with the 17-pounder gun, which is really good. And then obviously really late World
The
War
Easy
II
8.
and post-World War II, they had like the Easy 8 that was
Yeah.
better,
But I've seen like written accounts and stuff of when the Easy 8 was introduced, a lot of tank crews, a lot of Sherman crews turned it down because one, the larger gun was a target, but it was also because the 75 gun had a better HE shell, like a better infantry support shell, and they found that like the 75 did a good enough job.
Yeah,
that
that
like
could be,
the Sherman gunners just got good at like hitting weak points of the heavier German tanks, like either the side or rear shots, but also like track shots,
Yeah.
turret ring shots.
Flight control.
I mean, that is certainly true that
Flight control.
as far as I'm aware at any rate, that the oh no, I forgot to not have the Jahemics on. Whatever. I'm not gonna use it, I'll just pretend I don't have it on. I have to turn that off. But I mean, a
Just
Sherman was...
equip the night vision goggles.
I could do that. No, I'll just leave this on. I wish there was an option where you could disable it in game. There's no reason for there to be other than to appease you and me, but yeah, I mean, most tanks, most of what they do is their infantry support.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, for example, the Germans with the Sturmgeschütz was...
Oh god.
It was...
I love the Stug.
I know, I do too. It's so cool.
Honestly, Stug and the Martyr. I don't know what it is about the Martyr 3, but
Yeah,
man,
I love the Sturmgeschütz.
underrated tank.
Stug 3.
I know the
later
Martyr
ones.
technically isn't a tank, but
The longer 75.
yeah.
But they accounted for the majority of armor kills by the Germans in World War II.
Yeah, and majority of armor in general. They made
Yeah.
like 10,000 Stug or 7,000 Stugs or something.
Yeah, I think you're right. Something like that. I don't remember.
And they made like 4,000 Panzer IVs. I still think, I think definitely the Sherman is my favorite World War II tank.
Yeah, I think mine's probably Panzer IV, but
That's such a basic bitch answer.
yeah, I know
No,
it
I'm
is.
kidding.
I know it is. I am also kind of partial to the Japanese tanks, especially the Chiha and the Chiha Kai. I don't know. I know very little about them. I know they weren't that good because Japan didn't really do tanks, and after like 1943, they just didn't do tanks. Period. Because they didn't make many. The ones they made weren't good, and most of them got blown up on Saipan.
Yeah.
Because they were at
You
like
like
the
that
standard of like
hand
tanks from like the
turret?
20s. Yeah, like the Chiha did not have a turret basket. So if you were in the turret, and there were 3 people in this tiny turret, I think 2 or 3, you had to be aware of where the gun was so it didn't hit you in the head, because you're just standing on the floor of the hull.
Yeah. What's your favorite World War II aircraft?
Probably I like the P-40 because it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Warhawk.
Yeah, I love that. Also, and you gotta love the BF-109, like the BF-109 Fs and Gs. Fan of
When
those.
I say mine, I always get like a, like a what?
What
I
is it?
I like the Yak 1B.
What is the Yak-1B? I forget what that is. I'm gonna Google that.
It's the basic Russian fighter.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
It's the bubble canopy version of the
Yeah.
Yak 1. I like all the Yaks, but I don't know. I just like the Yak 1B.
I don't know really anything about the Soviet aircraft during World War II.
But I'm also partial to the Yak 1B because it's like my favorite aircraft in Isle 2,
Yeah.
Battle of Stalingrad. But it just looks cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I put it in screenshots. I just think it's a neat looking
It is.
aircraft, especially with the more like bubble canopy.
Yeah. It is a good looking aircraft. It is.
I just like the Eastern Front a lot. I love the Peshka as well, the PE2,
Yeah, I am...
which is like it's the it's like the
What am I doing?
Russian ME-110.
Oh, okay.
It's like a dual engine 3-seat fighter bomber thing.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Oh yeah, that's such a good looking aircraft.
If I had to pop the canopy to make them respond to me. I didn't really,
There are no good pictures of the Peshka, what the fuck?
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
I might have to pop the canopy. Is this bug? This could be bug as well.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Okay, this is kind of a shit picture, but
Oh, come on, bro.
what's going on? What's bugged now?
Chief, remove the wheel
I'm
chocks.
removing my wheel chocks.
Oh god. Are they doing something else? Are they like rearming you or
Nope.
something?
think I've had this issue before, and I think to fix it, I think I got a new slot. So let's get a new slot and tell them to remove my wheel chocks first.
Look at that beautiful Peshka.
Yeah, 1 second. Oops. That's what I want to do.
It is
Oh,
very
yeah.
cool seeing the carrier more populated.
Yeah, I know. It's an addition that I was really waiting for a long time. Alright, now do I have to have... I do have to have my battery on.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Get rid of my wheel chocks, please. That's a cool detail. The little, like, spinner on the back of the walleye spins in the wind.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Alright, they're not removing my wheel chocks.
What is that for? Is it just like for the optical seeker or whatever? Like giving it electricity?
I know before... Yeah, it could be something like that. It could also be for steering it. I don't remember. I know some things that have that, they have it, it's like a... It's kind of like a ram, like the ram air turbine. Like, I think it can give it hydraulic pressure, but I don't remember for what. Maybe just like the control surfaces on it.
Yeah, I always thought it was just like giving it like longer battery life or whatever.
Something like that. It's powering something or giving it pressure, I forget. Alright. Maybe it will start this time? Or work this time? If not, then I'm gonna find something else to do.
DCS podcast.
Yep.
Podcast stream.
That's basically what this stream is. Just not too interesting, but I wanted to stream because I'm trying to stream every Saturday.
I mean, you got 5 viewers right now. That's pretty
Chief,
good.
remove the wheel chocks.
Flight controls.
Just listening to us
Flight
talk shit.
controls.
Talk about random stuff.
God, the position of the RWR in the helmet always makes me angry. It's so annoying.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
What did you say?
The position of the RWR in the Hornet always makes me angry.
Oh, this thing? There? Like that, or where the actual display is?
Yeah, the actual RWR, yeah.
I mean, you can pull up the EW page and it will display it
Yeah.
on your HUD and HMD, but
Yeah, but it's like when the F-16 has it in such a beautiful place.
it's so much better, yeah. I missed it. Oh, okay, I was... The forum says that you don't have to tell them to remove wheel chucks, you have to salute them and then they do it automatically, which is true, and I always forget that that is true.
Oh, that must be a new thing then,
Yeah,
with the carrier update.
yeah, exactly.
That's kind of cool though, to be fair. So the salute button has like more use than just literally one time.
Yeah. But I also find that you don't have to salute on the deck anymore, like on the cat anymore, because once you hook up to it, they just, and you are all set, and they automatically, you just wipe out the controls, and then they'll just like tell you to, they'll just, you know, the
Oh,
shooter
that-
will just kneel down and launch you after,
That
and it
sucks.
takes longer, but it could be a bug, I don't know. It's not like there are any bugs in DCS, but
It probably is a bug. Like you salute on the carrier once, like
Because
to
what
get
you
the
are
wheel-
supposed
the
to
wheel
do is,
chocks
I
away
think
and-
there's a different signal to have them pull the chocks out, and then,
Yeah.
because there are a lot more hand signals, like, you know, starting APUs, engine 1, engine 2, etc. So, it's probably something like that, and it's just a bug that, but I don't
If they
really
had
know.
the ground crew for like airfields, I want them to do that those cringy dances that all the Viper ground crews
Yeah,
do.
I saw one where there's a guy wearing lingerie, and just did that.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I want my ground crew guy who's like telling me to taxi out to like do the worm and then do like
Yeah,
a
that'd be
tiger
cool.
pose.
The thing is, I hope they do that. That would be really cool if you could have them like do different poses, or like with different like
Fortnite
like
default pants.
yeah, like the if you could have it so it's like depending on like it probably only work for the default liveries in the game, unless you coded something, you could code something into the livery Lua file that indicates it as part of a certain squadron. So then when they do that, they do like the hand signal or whatever. That would be cool. I mean, some of them are similar because it can be claws or talons or whatever, but
Yeah.
it would be cool. At the moment, though, animations at DCS are, some of them are good.
Yeah.
Some
I mean,
of them
the-
just don't
the-
exist.
The deck crew look good.
The deck crew look good, and I like that they have idle movements and stuff. Some of the newer ones, the animations for the pilots and the Hornet and the F-16 look amazing.
Yeah, and the F4.
The ground units, infantry, at the moment isn't incredible. My favorite
Yeah,
one.
I mean, it depends on what unit you're using. They like either they slide
Yes,
in like the
that's
crouch
my
position, or they
favorite one.
like jog.
Yeah. So there's a couple that have actual animations. I know that they're working on them,
Yeah.
but my absolute favorite one is, I think it's like the insurgent infantry. Or no, it's I forget what it is. It's a guy who's crouching. He has like the beard and the camo and the hat and whatever. He has like an AK.
Yeah.
That one is my absolute favorite. I love it so much because when you shoot at them and you don't kill them and they disperse under fire, he runs like 15 miles an hour, but it's not animated, so he's just sliding along the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah. He's like in a crouch
It's
position,
so
like, just
funny.
sliding
I love
around.
it
Yeah.
so much.
I really hope they do a good job with those new infantry animations,
go.
and I don't want it to be just new animations. I want them to, like, I want to like be in an Apache, shoot the gun, and see them like dive on the ground and then scatter and run.
That would be cool, yeah. I have the only ones I've sort of seen a glimpse of were some of like the US infantry units, which look pretty good for the most part, from what I've seen. But I haven't seen much of them. Alright, are you gonna... Supposed to remove my wheel chocks.
So what are we working on currently?
Remove the wheel
I'm
chocks.
just flying around the Hornet. I have a silly loadout that I want to try.
Gotcha.
And then after that, I'll probably do something more interesting. Do I have to salute for my gun?
No, you're good. I was doing I was watching a YouTube video on how
There we go. Have to
you
salute them
start the
twice.
F-16 in real life.
Alright. I have I can send it to you, but there's an F-16 manual that it was intended specifically for new Greek F-16 pilots, but there's some useful information in them. The
I
startup
was
that
looking over.
I was gonna say the startup that I do, I skip some of the checks and interior checks and things because they're irrelevant for
Yeah.
DCS. Because unless you have like the random switch positions setting on, which
Like-
I don't,
Like, oh, you don't have that? That's hilarious.
because I don't want to have to check through every single switch. But
I didn't know that was an option, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
But it's just so that if you want to have that, you can make it so that you have to
Check everything before you go.
exactly, which is realistic.
Which I
but-
guess, I mean, I guess if you get to the point where you are so proficient at starting it that you can literally look and move switches the way that you do in real life, it's really not a big deal. But like for me, that's so jittery. One switch is like 15 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
So like that would be terrifying. It would take me 4 hours to start.
I think that because I'm not paying attention to all the switches and I'm just paying attention to the switches that I need, I would struggle with it at the moment. But I think that if I were to do that more and practice it, and I knew what positions every switch was supposed to be in, then I would get a lot better at it. Oops.
Oh yeah, it's like for most jets, for most modules in the game, I know the most important switches, but then it's like, what's this switch? I have no idea.
Yeah, I make discoveries in like the F-16. I made one a couple weeks ago. I mentioned a couple times. Like I didn't know it had the backup gun sight reticle, or bombing reticle. I didn't like. I knew
Oh yeah,
it
I
existed.
found that one a few weeks ago as well.
I knew it
yeah.
existed, but I had never tried that. Like the declutter on the HUD and the other one where you can switch like basically where the, like it has like the ladders on it. What is it called? Like the scale, I guess, for your altitude
Yeah.
and speed. Like I didn't know that you could change that because I just never played with those switches. Or maybe if I had when I first got it, it was like they hadn't been implemented yet. But there's no reason to ever use them really. But it's still neat.
I recently, like a month ago or so, discovered the blank page option on the MFDs
Mm-hmm.
to just blank out a page.
Oh yeah, I think I knew that existed in the F-16.
Yeah, in the F-16, where you can. So instead of having like both MFDs filled with like 4 pages,
Nope,
just like blank, 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 TGP. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, did I not actually set my INS? Oh, that might be a problem.
Oh my god.
Whatever. I'll pretend it's fine. I'm not paying attention.
This is a classic Whisper moment.
I'm usually good about this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so this one, it might just be the Tomcat that's a little bit bugged. Because I had to salute twice to get moving and taxiing, and then I had to salute again here. Ooh, I'm not supposed to be in full burner. Now I'm supposed to be in full burner. Alright, well I have in-flight alignment, so it should be fine.
A7 is gonna be cool.
I can't wait for the A7. It's my favoriteest aircraft, and I need it.
Favorite it is.
I love it so much.
Operation Mantis, here we come.
Yeah, exactly. What carrier was that? Was that the Enterprise?
Operation Mantis.
Yeah, Operation Mantis.
Praying for Mantis.
They need to give us more carriers. I'm sorry, Eagle Dynamics. I know you've been busy doing more important things, but can you give us more of the carriers in the Nimitz class?
Yeah, it would be cool to see an older, smaller, like midway class, like the USS Coral Sea.
I want the Kitty Hawk. I would like there to be a lot of carriers because, again, it doesn't matter because they all work the same, but it's just for the sake of me wanting things to be more accurate for missions and stuff that I do. I want there to be a Kitty Hawk, and I want there to be, like you said, maybe the Midway or something similar to that. An older one from the 50s. And Kitty Hawk, I think, goes back to like...
Coral Sea.
Yeah.
That was a Vietnam one as well.
The Constellation. And the Enterprise. Like, post-Vietnam, like, post-refit Enterprise, so it doesn't have that weird island. That would be cool.
Yeah. Who
But
knows,
also-
maybe we'll get something like that for the Navy Phantom in like 10 years.
That would be sick, yeah. Also, just more, like, in the Nimitz class. Like, that can't be that difficult, because they're roughly the same. They have a few minor differences, and the lights, obviously, around the numbers are different, but...
What about the Ford class?
Yeah.
Give it a Ford class.
Interesting, too. But it's also... We don't have anything modern enough for that.
I want my Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
My
God.
Trump carrier.
We have the Nimitz class, but it's like we don't have the USS Nimitz. Why? Or the Ike. I want those two, and then I'll be a little bit more satisfied than I was previously.
It would be kind of cool if the Forestall became like fully crewed as well.
Yeah. That would be nice. I know they're working on making it so that for like the Stennis, you can actually have the deck crew like work like this, because at the moment it's like you have the deck crew, but you can't have the Marsuo because it just doesn't work. You know, with people who do have it or don't have it, it's too confusing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll ever be able to work that out. I'd go if they did, but for the time being, I'll just won't use the Stennis.
You know another feature that just needs to be universal? The dynamic kneeboard that they added on the F-16 and F-18.
Yeah.
Just every module needs that.
Which
Because
features
it's
are
so
the
nice.
dynamic? I forget what you mean by that. Like,
Sorry, just like the in-game, the in-world kneeboard. Like,
oh, where
how
you
you
can
just
like.
look... Yeah, you just
thought-
look down on your leg.
I thought most aircraft did have that. I think the Tomcat does. I didn't check.
No,
that.
it's just... No, because you just open a page.
Yeah, right. But I thought that
But
with the pilot model, I thought you could see that in like the Tomcat at least.
No, the Tomcat and like the F4 and all that stuff, they don't have kneeboards on their actual...
They don't.
Like...
I don't know. You'd think I would have known because I was just doing that like 10 minutes ago, but
Yeah, no, it's just the
didn't- I was-
classic,
wasn't
like the
paying
2D
attention to it.
image.
okay. Yeah, I do like that you can adjust that. I don't ever think to look at it because it's easier for me and I can see it better if I just pull it up, but it is a cool feature. TD Bucks says, oh, I'm a little late. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't announce this one because as I said earlier, I was like, I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream until I was like 5 minutes beforehand. And I was like, yeah, I'll just fly Tomcat and do carrier stuff. So, he ran. You didn't really miss anything. We were just chatting about a variety of things. I was flying around the Tomcat a little bit. Now I'm doing a silly loadout in the Hornet because I saw it in a picture.
It's got the big penis bomb.
I got a big old walleye and one. This is the only loadout, only time I've ever seen a Hornet with one drop tank under the wing and no other drop tank. I don't know why they wouldn't, you know, do a centerline drop tank and then put the Daylink pod on a wing, but I wasn't consulted because I think
Yeah,
I might not have been born yet when they did that.
Yeah, that's just troll behavior.
I like it. I love asymmetrical loadouts.
I mean, me
love
too, but there are levels to it.
I think, yeah, this one, if it's a real loadout that was done, I'm on board. If it's a weird asymmetrical loadout that people made up, not so much.
I just wonder how they deal with the trim of these loadouts.
It's not that hard.
Like-
Just trim it out. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, do they trim it out before they take off?
Yeah, usually.
Because I know that the Viper has, I've never touched them, but I know that the Viper has like trim knobs in the back left.
Yeah, they
behind the
do
seat.
exactly the same thing as the trim knob on a stick, except you also have a rudder trim wheel.
Yeah.
If you
But so
move,
do they mess with that if they have like an asymmetrical loadout?
yep, yeah, they do trim out before they take off. There are like charts and things to see like how much you're supposed to do. I don't, for however much weight, or you can kind of estimate it. Because the thing is like, because that can be more dangerous there. I think, I don't know, they probably do trim for carrier launches, but I don't really know. But the thing is with carrier launches is, unless, if it's case 1 or case 2, you do a clearing turn. So as soon as you're airborne, you're on the stick and you are adjusting your roll. But so it's not like it's gonna throw you off in terms of like yaw if you're going down a runway. But
Yeah.
they
I mean,
probably
it's
do trim on takeoff. I don't know,
the
but-
asymmetrical loadouts aren't as bad on the Hornet because the Hornet is just so big, but it's more on the F-16 where just like as soon as you take off, you just
Yeah.
like you're teetering over to one
Yeah,
side.
it makes it tricky.
That's why I always try to like balance out like whatever is the lighter side. I'll try to have that on the same side as the targeting pod.
Yeah.
So just to have like a little bit more weight on
Yeah.
that side.
Yeah, I try to make my F-16 I don't do asymmetric stuff that often. I tend to do it pretty even, but sometimes it's a little bit I usually have asymmetric air missiles, but depends what I'm doing.
One of my favorites is the 2 GBU-12s and 1 GBU-31.
Yeah, I like that. That was really common cast loadout. I like or JDAMs. Oftentimes I'll do
Yeah.
2 JDAMs on the BRU 58 or whatever it is that we have, or 55, I forget, that has the 2 with the regular just plug, and then short conical plug, and then the other 2 that have the DSU 33, the airburst fuse.
Yeah, I do the same.
I just wish
I yeah.
want them to make it so that we can have mismatched ones, because that's so much more common instead of doing.
Yes,
what
I was
do.
about to say. So,
I knew you were about to
so we
say
can have
that.
like, yeah, we can have like 1 laser JDAM on each side, and then have like 1 airburst one and 1 regular plug one.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
so typical. Is honestly, once they introduced the LJDAMs, that's basically all I see. They didn't phase out the GBU-12s completely. They still use them a lot, but it's so
Yeah,
much
they
more
use
common.
them in Inherent Resolve a lot.
Yeah.
You see a lot of Vipers in Inherent Resolve where they
Yep.
do like the 2 JDAMs and 2 GBU-12s.
But especially in like CAS for Afghanistan and Iraq, especially Afghanistan, having a GBU-30, GBU-38 was like the main thing that they did. Those and the LJDAMs, GBU-54, because it just gives you that flexibility.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you, and it makes it so you can balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have 2 of the same on one side.
Yeah. Alright,
Yeah,
let's see.
actual smart racks would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, they have smart in the name. Wags, Blitz.
Yeah, I just want to be able to do that. That'd be so cool. What is to be? What station is this even on? I forget. Is that?
But that's the same reason I
1,
want the
2,
Scorpion Jam, the Scorpion HMD, because it just looks so cool.
Yeah. I think, I'm trying to remember.
Scorpion HMD is the coolest looking helmet, because they have that, like, big visor on it.
Yeah.
It looks like a Halo Spartan helmet.
Mhm. Yeah, I like it on the A10. It's really good on that.
Yeah, but the A10 is so boring.
It's fun sometimes. I mean, the gun is always fun to do. And it's...
I don't have the I have the A10A, but it's like, I don't know.
The A10A is not as fun. The A10C, it's... I don't do it that often, but it's fun to fly, I think. It's painfully slow,
I respect
though.
the A10 because it's a good CAS platform. I don't respect the plane itself. I think it's such a... Ugh, plane.
It's ugly,
I think
but
it's just because it's so
kinda like it, too.
overhyped.
Yeah, I think
but I
it
think
is...
yeah. It's
It
just
has
overhyped.
it has a good propaganda factor because people like it, and it's, you know, it's big, it's ugly, and it has a silly gun, but
Yeah, it's the same reason that I've never been crazy about the Eagle. Like I like the Eagle, but it's like it's the fighter jet. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's perfect, so it's kind of boring.
yeah, I like it. I prefer the Strike Eagle though, and I like...
Yeah, but I'm saying like any Eagle variant.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like I also prefer the Strike Eagle. I think the Strike Eagle is sexy, but it's like
I like it in DCS more because I prefer the air-to-ground mission.
yeah. If I were to get the Strike Eagle in DCS, if the Razbam
Mhm.
ED stuff gets solved, I would like only do actual strikes in like strike missions because I don't need another CAS jet.
I have yet to do CAS with the JTAC in the Strike Eagle. I know that I can because they added the ability to input MGRS coordinates, but I just haven't done it yet because I
Yeah.
typically do it in the F-16 because it's easiest.
Yeah, and
Or,
I just think it's
actually
like,
the A-10 is, or the Harrier.
yeah, I just think it's boring to like have 4 Swiss Army knife jets. You know, it's like I
have so
want
many.
some unique aspects for them. Like the Strike Eagle, I'm gonna use it for heavy bombing, and F-16 is like seed air to air and light air to ground. And Hornet is like more the air to ground
Yeah, it's a good ground pound.
jet. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at my other monitor viewers. I'm looking for the thing about the walleye in the manual because I forget how to do it. With daylight. There we go, I found it. Alright, so let's do that, and then I have to do that's how I'm going to space like that. Let's do that. Okay. Let's put it on here. Let's do. That's what it is. I always forget
You
that
should do
this
it.
is a different thing that I can actually use the G-pod on. 'Cause they do
You
that
should
a
do a
lot.
mission with that F4 weapons mod. that I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about
should do a
earlier.
mission with that anyway. in
Yeah.
general. That's a good bomb truck. I tried so much when it first came out to do like the dive bombing, but it's so fucking hard.
It should dive toss, bruh.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
Dive toss is so easy.
I have to try that. I tried. I don't know if it's broken in this or if I'm just bad at it. But in the F-16, trying to do toss bombing, I can't get it to work. I can't get the weapons to come off the pylons. I think it's just because you have to be like exactly in parameters and do everything perfectly smoothly to make it work, and I'm just incompetent. So
Well, it's also when you... I remember having some trouble with it too. You have to press the pickle button at a specific time.
what time is
I think
that?
I think it's when the circle flashes and disappears. That's when you start pulling.
Isn't
up
I
the
think
whole
when
pickle button.
yeah, it flashes, disappears. You press and hold pickle, and you start your climb. You have to get to. I think it's like a 4G pull up, and you have to do it within like 2 or 3 seconds, and you have to hold it exactly at 4Gs and hold it on the steering cue the whole time. And I've just struggled with it.
I think it's just you hold up until it's in the right parameters.
Which I've
I don't
done,
think
and
you
I
need
just
to
end up
hold
getting.
No.
You don't have to hold what?
I don't think you have to hold the G. I think I remember doing one where I just like I pointed it up and then just like let it fly forward like up.
At a certain
and then it
like
eventually
angle
dropped
of
them.
climb.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I'll have to try that then.
I think the
Revisit
default
that.
is like 45 degree.
Probably something like that. I have to check that. 'Cause that could be why then.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
I have a on my channel, which I mean I don't post regular stuff, but I did post like a short of me doing a toss bombing in the F-16.
Okay. We'll have to check on that.
I'm not sure it would help enough.
Okay, I figured out how to do this. It is awkward. I definitely cannot wait. Oh, there's the island. Yeah, I found it. I definitely can't wait for the Iraq map expansion
Yeah.
because I'm.
That's when I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. I mean, I like it at the moment. Oh, why is my trim hot? I like it at the moment. It's interesting. It's different somehow, but I think that it will be a lot better when we can have the southern part. I don't know
Yeah.
why they started with the northern part, to be honest, because they wanted to do Baghdad first, I guess, but
Yeah.
obviously the reason why everybody would get it is for OIF and Desert Storm, which focused on the south.
Well, OIF was Baghdad too.
Yeah. But all of the bases were in the south, and especially Desert Storm and the beginnings of those wars is around Nasri and Basra and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll be patient.
Let's see here. Okay, so I'm watching my own video. It seemed like I pulled up when the circle started blinking, and then I just pulled up until the bomb's released. It's like dropping a laser guided bomb. Just hold the pickle button, and the horizontal line comes down.
Yeah. I'll have to try that again.
Yeah. Yeah, I posted the video in general, but
Alright.
yeah, I don't know how much of it actually.
I'll look at it and see if it's helped me figure it out. I'm so excited for the A7 and the A6. I love those and like the Tomcat where it's a little harder to fly and a little bit more of a challenge than like the Hornet and the F-16. But it's focused on the air-to-ground roll and they're bomb trucks and but they still have a HUD.
Yeah. Ooh, center line or center display.
Yeah, I never do this, which I don't know
I
why.
tried doing it with the targeting pod because I like the white, like black and white display more, but it's really hard to look that far down and still keep like an eye outside.
Yeah, that is the trouble, and especially me because I can't see shit, so it's like I have to zoom in a lot. I think I'm around a different side, but yeah, it's like I don't ever think to do that because it's basically like this displays the HSI and then nothing else ever.
Yeah.
And
HSI or situational awareness page. Yeah.
I do HSI, and then typically I'll have my T-pod up, and then I'll put my SA page on like my whichever display on my left side, because I don't need to have this miss page up at all times once I have things configured.
I would fly the Hornet so much more if we had a two-seater.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just love the two-seater Hornets.
I don't. I like this
How dare you.
two-seat Super Hornet, the Foxtrot, probably more than I like the Echo, but
Oh yeah, the Echo is disgusting.
I
It looks
don't
so
like
gross.
I don't like the yeah, I don't know why. I don't like really dislike it, but my focus has always with the Hornet been more on the Navy squadrons, and the Navy does not fly the D model other than maybe at the RAG, the replacement air group, or the FRS, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I like the D model, and if I have to say a Super Hornet that I like the F and G. The E model is so gross. It's like, it looks deformed. It just doesn't look right. The giant leading edge extensions and the small cockpit, the giant wings, it just looks weird.
Why
But yeah,
don't I have a
two
data link
seats.
display anymore? Why don't I have a data link? This is supposed to work.
Did you align your INS this time?
It's a line, and that's irrelevant though.
Yeah.
Like I had it, and then I fired it, and then it went away. I'm supposed to be able to control you, sir.
Doesn't it turn on after a certain point?
Maybe. Control that again. I thought it just stayed on, but I
Or
could.
do you have to press something?
You have to
on
have
the-
it like set up like on the right channel, but it was on there by default, I think.
But do you have to press something on the MFD?
Yeah, like I had the display up, but I didn't think that I. Oh well.
While I go boot anyway.
I don't know. Well, it might hit the target anyway. Probably not. It's gonna lie short.
He spin.
Oh well. I don't really care. I just wanted to try that silly loadout.
The A7 that they're making is it a Navy one or is it an Air Force one?
Navy. I will have to go and have some stern words, to say the least, with Flying Iron if they did the A7D. I would off myself if they did that, bro. Like, it's my favorite plane, and you're gonna do the dumb variant? No,
Yeah.
they're doing the A70. I mean, they could
E70.
easily...
That's your
Okay.
favorite jet?
The A70 is probably my favorite, like, top 3 favorite aircraft. I would be okay if they
Sloth.
did, like, the A7A, like, that has the 2 guns, and it's, like, less modern, but the A70 is the definitive one.
Sloth.
Yeah. Slough is life. I mean, they could do an Air Force one, because it's basically exactly the same, except instead of having the probe, it has the receptacle for the boom from the regular Air Force tankers. And also, the instrument panel is reversed. Like, all the stuff that's on the left side in the E7E is on the right side, and vice versa in the D. Because the Air Force and the Navy, especially during the Cold War, like, hated each other and did not want to fly the same aircraft. Even though they...
It's like,
Yes, they all
Yeah.
had different versions of the Phantom and different versions of the A7.
oh my god, I was just about to say that. Looking at like the late model Navy Phantom cockpits versus the Air Force Phantoms, I puke when I see the Navy Phantoms. It's like, what did you do? The Air Force really perfected the Phantom.
Yeah, they did it better and they did it longer, too. 'Cause they flew those
Yeah.
into the 90s, and there may be a couple
Yeah.
reserve squadrons. Actually, yeah. I think the Navy and the Marines mostly retired them in the 80s.
The F4G, the Wild Weasel, was retired in 1996.
I mean, technically, the Air Force only retired the Phantom in, like, 2016 with the, whatever it is, the QF.
QF,
Yeah,
yeah.
the drone. Target drone. But a lot of countries still fly it, obviously.
Well, they're dwindling in numbers now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Only Greece is going to retire them soon, and then it's Turkey and South Korea.
South Korea
That's
retired
right.
theirs last year.
Okay, yeah, so it's Greece, Turkey, Iran. That's it, I think.
Egypt, I don't know if Egypt may technically still have them in service, but I don't think they're really using them.
Yeah.
So I think they're at least de facto out of service, because they just use F-16s now.
Yeah, and I mean, Greece is gonna retire them in like
soon.
a year or two, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember when. The Turkeys are really upgraded even more. I mean, Greece upgraded theirs a lot. Like, I think they have MFDs. They have a newer HUD and
Yeah.
like ICP. They somehow managed
Lightning
to.
pod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They can use AMRAAMs and lightning pod. I mean, well, to be fair, the Germans, the F4F, they upgraded them and then could use AMRAAMs too. But
Yeah, the F4F ice.
yeah, exactly.
God, that thing is so sexy.
Mhm.
The ice is so cool.
I don't understand why. I kind of get it, but the Germans, when they first got the Phantom, they're like, it was just to save money. But they got a simplified radar that was just a terrible search radar. Like, that's all it
Yeah.
was, as far as I'm aware, is it was a simplified radar that couldn't emit the constant waves, so it couldn't guide sparrows. What the fuck was the point of it? The radar in that thing is not a good search radar. Like, you need to be guided
I
to
think
the target.
I think it was restrictions on what the
Was
Luftwaffe
it?
was allowed to get.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, because I would have thought that... I guess so, then. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly why. You could be right.
I think it was a mix of that, and I think they also just wanted the F4 for a different purpose. I think they
Just
they
an
wanted it
interceptor.
for ground attack. I think they just wanted
Could
it
it
to be a contract.
Do the air to ground roll? The
think so.
F4Fs? Hard to find
Pretty
pictures
sure.
because it's like I don't ever really see pictures of them training with it. Most countries,
I'm gonna look up.
the U.S., I always find pictures of them with training ordnance or live ordnance going on ranges, but like most countries, I try and find pictures of their aircraft, and they don't even have like captive AMRAAMs or anything like that. They might have like one of those training pods or like the training sidewinders or something, but
Yeah, maybe I'm talking about my ass about it being a ground attacker, but
I don't Because I had been curious about that, and I looked it up a bit too, but I don't remember what I found. Or it may have just been inconclusive. I don't remember.
I just saw a picture of the fucking Turkish Phantom with that grotesque shark mouth.
I love those. I think the Terminators, I think they're sick.
No,
I don't even know what
such
animal
an
it's supposed to be,
ugly-
but I like them.
It's such an ugly shark mouth,
No, I
man.
like it. It's not a shark.
Well, it's that. I mean, that's what it's called. It looks ugly.
I like them. I think they're neat.
I like the classic Vietnam era and the Iranian shark mouths.
Yeah. The Turks did do a different shark mouth on at least like one aircraft. One specific Phantom, but they mostly more recently have done that weird jaws. It's like I don't even know.
The most hideous one is the one that one German one
Yes, I know exactly.
that looks completely
The one that's like a
deranged.
wolf or whatever.
I don't know, but
Is that?
oh yeah,
DCS?
wait, I just found a picture of it.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes, I don't like that thing.
Haunts my nightmares.
Which one we're talking about? It's just this Phantom. I don't like it. Let's see. I think I'm gonna override or stop. That's what I want to do. I want you to go away.
I'm definitely a long-nosed Phantom guy.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Like, it was my least favorite one, but it's kind of grown on me. I love the...
I just think it looks way more badass.
I think my favorite variant is the F4B. Specifically, VF111. That one's so cool.
I mean, I like the... I will say that short-nose Phantoms look good if they're in Navy colors. The short-nose Air Force Phantoms look gross.
Yeah, I don't love them.
The big black nose just looks
This
really
is the
whack.
best picture. I'm gonna put this in the Discord too.
Let me see.
This is my absolute favorite picture of the Phantom ever.
Yeah, that's a cool picture.
You know what's so cool about this? I've looked at this so much. Look, you can see that the step ladder to get into it
Yes,
is
I've
out.
noticed that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cool. I love that detail. I love that picture so much. It's the best Phantom livery ever. I made a model of it, not that specific one, but that squadron of a similar time.
Yeah, the Navy Phantoms with the white nose, I think looks really
Yeah, the
nice.
F4Js there. Yeah, those look good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of partial to the tan or beige radomes as well.
Yeah, anything that isn't the black noses, I think
Yeah.
looks good because the
Yeah,
black
those are
nose
probably my
is
least
so harsh.
I think it looks good. The VF84 F4s look pretty good. I think they look better. I think they look a little bit odd, the ones that have the white nose. But in general, I think those are the white or the cream color. Well, it's insignia white, technically. Which is an off-white. Those are good. Oh, I just realized that I'm...
A really underrated F4 camo is the Israeli ones with the that arrived during the Yom Kippur War that like still had the Southeast Asia camo, but they just have the Israeli Stars of David on them. I think that's a really
Yeah.
cool camo.
I may have made a catastrophic error here. I didn't give the tanker unlimited fuel, and I think it has run out of fuel, so it's landing. The problem is I also didn't set any airfield here to be blue, so I can't get fuel from anywhere. I have 5,000 pounds of fuel, and I have to fly 150 miles to the carrier.
Simple. AOA. Just
I can
AOA fly that
Pull up
bitch all over the
my FPAS page. Let's see. Current range. Optimum range. How many miles can I get? If to tack in 72. Alright, yeah, I could. My FPAS page, I think, if I'm reading it correctly, says that I can do it. I just have to get to really high altitude and do max conserve. That's fine. I can do that.
And I also really like, for Phantom liveries, I like the late Southeast Asia camos, like the early 80s ones.
Are those like the wraparound? Oh, wait. Which one? Wait.
Some of them are the wraparound ones, but also some of them are the white belly ones, but just have the updated tail markings and stuff.
Can you find a picture of it?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
'Cause I'm not sure if I exactly know what you're talking about.
Well, one of them is like this one, which is the wraparound one.
Oh yeah. So it's
That
a
one
little
is
bit.
sick.
That's like
but-
an in between the Southeast Asia and the Euro one, because it still has that different
Yeah.
brown instead of the gray, but the two
Yeah,
greens
yeah.
are the same as the Euro ones.
Yeah, the wraparound turned into Euro one.
Yeah, I think.
But let's
those
see
are
if I can
neat.
find the ones I'm talking about, like the white belly, like 80s ones. Or maybe it's not 80s, but like the later white belly ones. Post-Vietnam. I do like Euro 1 as well.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Do you like the late like gray ones, like the hill schemes?
Oh yeah, I love them.
Those are cool. I like the late like German ones that they started doing. I did in like the 90s and through into the 2000s. Those
Oh
are
yeah,
cool.
with like the green and gray.
No, the ones that
Or
are
do
like
you mean the fully light gray?
like the full light gray. I like those.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I want to say, did they have like a slight camo pattern? Kind of like the F-15s have. I mean, not like the models.
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
see.
There's like a very light,
Yeah.
difference
yeah,
in
yeah.
shade.
But they get dirty, so it's kind of nice to tell. Those I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, that's what the ice had.
Yep, exactly. Those are sick. I like how Iran is still flying just completely unupgraded, like F4Ds, Cs and Ds from the 60s.
Well, they're flying E's as well.
Yes, I know they have E's that they got at the end, but still, they're E's that they got under the Shah in the 70s, and they haven't upgraded them as far as I'm aware.
I think they have upgraded them in some ways.
Maybe, but I don't know. Again, you could be
Yeah.
right, I really don't know. I kind of assumed they hadn't much. I mean, either way,
I
for
mean, it
like,
could be propaganda, but I think I saw something about.
I know
them
they've been
doing
trying to do
upgrades
something
with that.
to keep them in service simply because they can't build their own that are better, and they can't really get that many because I don't know why. There's probably some reason they haven't bought many from. They've bought a few Su-35s, but I don't think they have them yet.
Yeah. The Iranian scheme is very cool as well.
I love their Tomcats.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite shark mount. It just looks so clean. can't find that 80s, that like late Southeast Asia camo.
Yeah, those are neat. Oh, damn, the numbers got screwed up on the jet. Whatever, doesn't matter.
I can't wait for the Germany map.
Yeah.
I really hope it becomes like popular.
Yeah, it might. I mean, it's just
It
it's
needs
also
to be. It's so boring just playing Caucasus, Persian Gulf, and Syria.
Yeah, I found a couple good ones on, or one good one on Iraq that's a little bit. It's like it's one of those that has no labels, nothing shown on the map really. It's like you have to basically. There's a whole bunch of missions. You can just get like the option. You like type in the code. It gives you like the waypoint and like a very short briefing for it, and then you have to go and attack that target or do whatever. So it's sort of like Desert Storm era. So I'd been flying on an F-16 doing like Mark 84s and Mark 82s and just Sidewinders and stuff like that.
Have you tried Shadow Reapers? Because they do pretty good.
I think I have tried that. I may have. I don't remember.
They have good mission.
Actually, that
briefings
might
where
be.
you-
That might be the one.
Yeah, you select the code for the mission.
Yeah. That is what that is.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to try out some of their other servers too, not just the Iraq one, but. I
Oh my
can get
god,
back
you
on
just
that.
got an ad on your stream. You're making money.
Yeah.
Crazy. The whole 5 cents.
Oh, not even. Yeah, so far my total ad revenue is $4.08.
Big money.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
brother, after a little while, that's gonna be a module.
yeah, but to be fair, I haven't done any real uploads since then. I've done like 1 or 2 shorts. Or no, it was basically just a couple streams since I've had it active. So
You should upload your mission streams, dude. Just cut them down.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could do that and
Mhm.
take the flight time out of it.
yeah, no, I've thought about doing that. The only problem with that is
Turn
that
them into like 20-minute videos.
yeah, the only trouble with that is that if you download a VOD from YouTube, it downloads it in 720p, and it's capped at that, and you can't download it at a higher resolution. Which means that if I did upload those, it would have to be 720p. I could record the streams separately, but
That's
if
what
I'm
I'm saying.
recording that in 1080p for a 4-hour live stream, first of all, it's going to consume more of my computer, and my performance for everything will be worse. And
Yeah.
second of all, that's a massive file. So it's like I would have to edit that
Yeah.
down and then just delete it because it would just take like I already have like hundreds of gigabytes of recordings, and I went through. I don't even remember how many I had. It might have been like 700 gigabytes or something of OBS recordings, and I went through and I deleted most of them just because they took up so much space.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking of doing something like that, or making some short missions just for recording and not streaming, which I will definitely do at some point.
I mean, alternatively, if you have like NVIDIA, like if you have GeForce, you can do like while you're streaming, you can do like you know, like Alt F10 to save like a 5-minute clip, and
Yeah.
you just put a bunch of those together during the mission.
Yeah, that's true. Or just remember to hit record when I'm doing something interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this stream, I don't understand why I've had any number of concurrent viewers during this, because it's been like a podcast, essentially.
Maybe this is your calling, dude.
Yeah.
Podcasts.
I mean, I thought about doing something like that, but also, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to play a little bit, play in the Tomcat. I'll do some more Tomcat stuff after I land.
there's a reason podcasts are so popular.
Yeah.
People just like listening to people talk.
Yeah.
I think it's like hanging out with people.
Yeah.
I have a
exactly.
very bizarre statement.
Yes.
Shoot.
Whisper has a very soothing voice.
Oh, you said that
That
to me before, which is really, really funny to me.
Yeah, well, I'm also saying it on a live stream, so I don't want anybody else taking it out the wrong way. But like, it's just
fun.
it's a very like relaxing voice, and it doesn't like stress you out. So I could totally see how just sitting and talking about anything aviation would be.
Maybe I'll
You know
have
what
to
I
do
mean?
Yeah,
that.
I mean, honestly, I can't lie. I kind of agree. Yeah. Of course, then
I mean-
then Jimbo or Gas
Yeah, that's
say something, and I
Gas.
get
It's the complete
brutally
opposite.
brought out of it. Yeah, it's like
so
I fall into like this relaxing trance listening to Whisper, and then it's like Gas to
Gas just
retarded noise.
making
And I'm like, oh,
noises.
and I'm out of it.
Bingo. Bingo.
You should do like DCS news.
I kind of thought
You can
about
add,
that,
like,
but the
some
thing
really
is that
Weird.
Hip Games, who, if anybody isn't familiar with them, for any DCS news, go watch them. I can't do it better than them, and Andre Celesti, who's the host, he is, like, his job, he's a voiceover artist, so it's like,
Yeah.
I can't do it better than that. And they have better sources
yeah.
for information, too, but
Bingo.
Yeah, and
I
then
chat
there's
about that
also,
sometimes.
I mean, there's also Prickly Hedgehog, which I watch
Mhm.
once in a while.
I'll be
I
honest-
like his new stuff because it's also more chilled out, but
Yeah.
his videos can get really long.
Mhm.
Like, he'll do a 30-minute video about, like, this week's dev vlog or
That's what I
whatever.
like about Hip Games, is that their videos are like 10 minutes. There was one
If that.
the other day that I saw that it was like a thing about the A7, and then obviously I had to watch that immediately. Yeah, I know I'm at bingo. Stop telling me that, Betty.
Screaming at you.
Bingo fuel. Bingo fuel.
But so I mean, and basically the update was that the developer said we've been making progress working on stuff. There will be a more complete actual newsletter in like a couple weeks or a couple months. So I'm like, okay, cool. So gotta
Oh
wait
yeah,
for
and
that.
because they say they're like splitting their work.
Because they do a lot more with
Everything
Microsoft
that's-
Flight Sim, and
Yeah.
they actually have modules there, products there, so they make money from that. Whereas at the moment, nothing from DCS, because this was their first one.
Yeah, but I mean the A7 is gonna sell like
Marshall, 408.
holy moly.
I know.
093-450.
I love
Angels
that.
36.5.
Apparently, it's supposed to be it's a difficult aircraft to fly, but I'm up for it. I'm gonna pre-order that instantly.
You mean the flying hot dog bun? This hot and flies?
It's so ugly, but at the same time, from the right angle, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it's gorgeous. I would say it's cool.
I think it
looking.
is. I love how it looks.
It's
And the
like
F8.
it's hard
like,
to call the Phantom gorgeous. It looks.
No,
cool.
I think it's. I don't know. It's like the A7, the F8, the F4, and the Apache. They're so ugly they look good. I don't know how
Yeah.
else to describe it. They're ugly.
Yeah,
but
that's fair, but saying that they're gorgeous.
Nah, I
it's
think
like,
it is. There's something special about it. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of it. I don't know. They're just neat. Airdo says, isn't there supposed to be a new F-14B update with the HMD and new MFDs? Sort of. There is a new F-14B that's going to come out, but it's not with an HMD or MFDs. The Tomcat never had any kind of HMD. The F-14D did have 2 MFDs, but the one that we're getting is the F-14BU, which gives an upgraded HUD, which is, as far as I understand,
3 MFDs.
the front seat had 2 MFDs.
Yeah, and rear seat had the PTID and a MFD on the right side.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I was just talking about the front seat.
Yeah, okay.
But that HUD in the new one, it's basically, as I understand it, it's similar to like the Hornet or Super Hornet HUD. So a bit better and more sophisticated than the current Tomcat HUD. And also, it is going to have the PTID, which is the Programmable Tactical Information Display in the back seat.
Yeah.
And so that's
it
what.
basically replaces the fishbowl radar display with a big MFD.
Yeah, which is realistic for the A7. I mean, excuse me, the F-14 with the lantern pod, because every single Tomcat that used the lantern pod had a PTID or something similar just stuck in there, because the fishbowl wasn't a digital display. It couldn't do that. So it's a compromise what we have in DCS right now. But And then it's also going to have GPS, so we can have JDAMs, which is the best thing about it, I think. Yeah, and he says the A7 really needs to be viewed from the right angle. Yes, but I find that from most angles it's still interesting. It's not like, I don't know. It's like, because most aircraft, I find, if you look at it straight down the nose, most of them are ugly. The Hornet does not look very good straight down the nose. The F-16 looks a little bit better, but not really straight down the nose. The A7 looks better. It just looks interesting.
A7 looks like a pog face.
Yeah, it looks... yeah. I love it, though. It's my baby.
And Jimbo needs some attention.
Oh, does
Was
he?
that Jimbo or Gas?
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, it was Jimbo.
He's back again. He's just doing being gas turbine and then joining and then leaving immediately. Now he's... I gotta turn your volume up. Jimbo, talk.
What do you think?
Oh, I gotta turn-
That's terrible.
Oh, are you on your phone?
No.
No. He is. Because it's the worst microphone quality ever heard. How
Bro
is
is
it like...
talking through a
How
tin
is
can.
like singers in the 50s, those terrible microphones, like... Actually, even I have a better example. How come when I've listened to like radio transmissions from the Second World War, those terrible radios they had then are better quality than your phone that you got in this decade, in this century, 80 years later?
That's a lie.
It's clearer right now. I mean, usually it just sounds like you're underwater.
Honestly, Jimbo sounds like a JTAC right now.
He does. Yeah,
Give
Jimbo,
us the
you didn't
9
even,
line.
You didn't even like forget SRS or any of the filters for OBS. It's like you just talk through your phone.
Bro went to Afghanistan and became a JTAC.
Yeah.
Just give us a 9
I
line.
mean, the
Jimbo.
interference is pretty accurate.
9 line inbound 180 coordinates GBU 24 into Whispers Anal.
Coordinates GBU-24.
That's a great 9
I
line.
don't think Jimbo knows that. This is
That's the
IP,
top.
distance from IP, bearing from IP, coordinates, I think.
Yeah.
I always forget the order. No, it's mark type. Then it's...
I thought it was. Isn't it coordinates or mark type, coordinates, weapon, IP, like IP inbound, IP outbound.
hold on, I can
And,
check in a minute because before I realized that you can just... Like, you can go to message history and see this, because I have my subtitles turned off for that. But I can pull up message history. Before I did that, just for it to be more difficult but maybe more realistic for me, I would write down the 9 line. Like, I'd just make sheets and just write it down.
Yeah.
And so I'll check that in just a minute, but I gotta land on this carrier now. It's something
What
like
are you
that.
doing?
It's something like that.
What are you flying?
I'm flying the Hornet right now.
What do you even do?
Just flying around. Just talking. It's just
You didn't
basically...
drop any bombs?
I fired one walleye, and then for some reason my data link didn't work, probably because I don't know really how to use it, so it just kind of went and hit the ground. I was doing a silly loadout, though. I just wanted to try. Because I wanted to
Whispers
practice, like,
just
carrier
dropping
routes.
truth bombs.
Yeah.
Altitude.
Are you ready to stream the Harrier sortie?
No. Because, I need to make some adjustments to the mission and I needed to do some practice. Are we going to do it from the carrier? Am I required to do that?
Yes.
Okay, I knew you were gonna say that. Alright, so you need to teach me how to land
Yes.
on the boat, and I need
I will.
to...
Let's practice tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do that.
Alright.
How was Disneyland?
I didn't find a Walla Heifer Diddle.
I was gonna say,
I was
did you-
looking for a Walla Heifer Diddle, but I didn't find a Walla Heifer Diddle.
Did you get me a water hat?
I couldn't find a Walla Heifer Diddle. I couldn't find a Walla Heifer Diddle.
I was so looking forward to you sending me a video on Instagram with you and the water hat.
And I'd have been like, it's the Walla Heifer Diddle. My bitch got a Walla Heifer Diddle.
My bit got me a water hat from Disneyland. That video, I don't know why I found that so funny.
No.
It's not even funny. It's
First time I saw it, I just put a great face at the camera. And the only thing that was funny to me was imagining you watching that for your first time and like what that would have looked like from a third person. Like hearing it on your phone and then seeing your reaction, I'd be like, this guy is full on, like, bro, there's no level on the spectrum to compare to where you were at. It doesn't make any sense. You're on another echelon.
yeah. I always say my sense of humor is varied drastically. Like I can have like a relatively or a fairly intelligent sense of humor based on I don't know, historical knowledge or some other worldliness, but then I can just be dying laughing at stupid shit like that at 2 a.m.
Dude, exactly. Yo, what is Harhog doing?
I don't know.
Is Harhog just sitting there?
He's ignoring you right now, that's for sure.
According to these two, I have a soothing voice, Jimbo. Do you concur?
Yeah, I would basically listen to it before I go to sleep.
I mean, we were saying that Whisper should do like a news show or like a podcast, but you and Gas would kind of ruin it, Jimbo.
See,
I'll be listening to it.
see, I like these two because they think that you two are the crazy ones.
How am I the crazy one? I'm normal. All I do is listen to your voice in your streams right before I go to sleep, and I also... Wait, never mind. But it definitely helps me get some rest.
ASMR.
Yeah, it's a new thing, Whisper ASMR.
Yep.
I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. It's destined to be.
Honestly, I would fucking hate that if you start like your tutorial videos were just you.
Oh, I gotta
whispering.
do an ASMR tutorial. That's a great idea.
Guys, so today we're going to do this tutorial.
Because my HOTAS is, you can hear it just because of the position of my mic. You could hear it so well. Ugh, that's fucking way off. Oh,
Bro.
no moment, because I got a... How is that a perfect pass 3-wire? That was terrible. I screwed up at the end.
See, you guys just think that I'm the crazy one. Okay, it makes sense to think that Gas is the crazy one.
'Cause
Well,
he
like,
is.
duh, who's not gonna think that? But you guys think I'm the crazy one? That's not true. I'm not the one who flies and all of a sudden like, oh, look, a train, ooh, like in the middle of flying. I'm not.
Yeah, that's
That's what
definitely
Whisper
My
does.
brother, you're the one who does G straining on a video game.
No, you don't understand. I have my brother. My brother, you don't understand. I have a G haptic suit, and what I do, actually, what it is I pay. Well, actually, I don't pay, but I got a bunch of just kids that just squeeze on me.
Listen,
No, I was
Jimbo,
gonna say, no, he has
for the
like a
sake of
haptic-
your viewers,
He-
stop with the G straining.
he
Save
has-
their souls from the cringe.
He has a haptic suit,
Nah,
but he
dude.
didn't get it like from. It was custom made, but it wasn't from like any kind of flight sim. He got it from like Adam and Eve or something like that.
Yeah, I remember when I got recommended like
It's-
the first when I
It's
first
latex.
watched your first video, Whisper. I saw it was like a video of you and Jimbo doing something in the F4, and Jimbo starts G-straining, and I cringed so hard.
You're like, what the fuck? No, you don't understand what I go through. A matter of fact, you're just jealous, bro. My simulator is literally a centrifuge. When I pull back from the stick, that just starts spinning, bro. You don't know. I'm going through it, man. I just got my tiny little PVC flight sim on like a $50,000 centrifuge. so you don't know, bro.
Bro's
Nah, he
playing
just-
DCS in the actual like Air Force base.
I'm just going to like the Patrick Air Force Base to hop in their sim.
He just likes being
Bro.
choked.
If you're doing all that, just fucking become a pilot at that point. Like I don't honestly, that's
I do
kind of
fly.
that's my real opinion. Like I see these guys that make like these big ass home cockpits and they put on like G suits and have like these moving chairs that like simulate the
Yeah,
G-force and
I-
stuff. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
just become a pilot.
Yeah, but they're like 53. It's like a little too late for them. to
I
become a
think
pilot.
I fly. It's not that you gotta be old or young. You gotta just know what to do to fly. It's like not that hard.
Yeah, but
Especially
I'm
when you
talking
do-
about like becoming like a fighter pilot, like in the military. Like there's a maximum
fighter
age for
pilot is
enlisting.
different.
Or I can start an
Yeah.
F-16. I can become a fighter pilot.
I could start
Fighter
an
pilot's a
F-16, but
different story. I'm talking
then I'd
like
probably get-
regular pilot.
yeah, obviously, no, that's different. But we're talking about like fighter pilot stuff. It's like that. There's
I'm
kind
pilot.
of a maximum age
Yeah.
to enlist and become that.
I'm gonna recruit for tomorrow.
What?
I was a fighter pilot.
Catch a word of that.
Yes, and I sat down with an empty plane while I ejected. They're going to be like, "You're the new commander of the Air Force. Like, you can go ahead and take whatever aircraft you want." Bro, I'm going to have the keys. I'm going to pull up at the spot at the barbecue with the F-35, man. And you're just going to be talking all this good. All you got to do is
sound
know how
like
to do it in a sim.
You sound like a GTA 5 like radio right now. Like some schizo rant
Oh my god.
on like a
We
phone.
got about half of that, maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. You don't understand. That's get so much.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, dude. Like we joked about that, and then we joked about like what his drawings would be if he drew things, and then he showed us his
It's pretty good
drawings,
fuck.
and it's exactly what you would expect.
It's a fucking like Jeffrey Dahmer looking drawings, bro.
Like they're good drawings, but it's like
Wait, whose?
gases.
No, they're not. They're horrifying, dude. They're creatures and dimensions and beings of which shall not be named, man. They're taking like not just worldly creations.
Gas is not of this world, so it makes sense.
I have never met
yeah.
anybody like gas.
No, that's true. And what's the weirdest thing is why the fuck was he the first one in the Discord, bro? And
He
then everyone else
literally-
that joined. Wow, I guess everyone's just like this that plays DCS, and everyone else that joined was totally normal. And then I'm like, wow, what the heck did we do to curate someone like Gas? Just be like,
Gas is-
that's funny.
In terms of ranks on the Discord server, basically 3 people at present have an elevated rank, which is me, obviously being the owner, and then Jimbo and Gas. Because Gas was literally...
I mean, you guys are the trifecta, so...
Yeah, he was the first person that we ever had, like, in the Discord before we made it be a public Discord. When it was just private, we had him in it. And then we were like, hey, we should make this be a public thing. And then we did, and it was, I guess, a good idea, but...
I see Gas's profile picture and I'm like, yeah.
It
Yeah.
all starts to make sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the
Like,
group chat,
That's him.
the group chat that the 3 of us are in
No,
is
dude,
called...
don't tell him about the group chat, man. Don't.
I was just gonna
The
tell
feds
the
are gonna be.
name.
Oh, dude. Now I gotta delete everything. Come on, I
It's
talked
just-
about this.
It's called the Monkey Club.
Don't
Not-
expose the group chat, man.
Oh, yeah, he
just
named it.
exposing the name. No, I love Gas. He's such a nice kid, but he's so.
How old is he?
I will let him tell you that if he is willing to. I'm not gonna.
Is he
He's a teenager.
late teens or early teens?
I'm not gonna say that on live just because I don't want to like give out any kind of even vague personal information. I mean, he'd probably be fine with it, but still,
Yeah, we
okay,
don't do that. No.
just for his
Terms.
privacy. But
What's crazy is how terrifyingly smart he actually probably is.
yeah,
Like smarter than.
Mike's gone.
That lag out was perfect.
Oh my god. I'm gonna.
I think the best part of this is that like you have had your like peak viewership on this stream.
I know.
Like the best viewership I've seen. Like constantly like 6 to
No, I've had a
7
bit. I've had a bit
viewers.
better than that, but this has been pretty.
Yeah, but for a stream like this where we're just
I know.
talking
It's. I know.
shit for 3
Sometimes
hours.
it's just stupid fucking streams where I don't just do anything. They just do better. I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess people just find it us being insane entertaining, but
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna fly around in the MI.
Holy shit, I need to go to bed. It's 5 in the morning.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of it.
Oh my god.
Time
Oh my
difference.
god. 11.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stream for a bit longer and then go to sleep.
Oh my god.
Probably not too much
Sleep?
longer.
What's
Though.
sleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly the MI8 and see if I can remember how to start it without
Are you Canadian? What?
no
Without.
boot a boot. I'm gonna.
I guess Minnesotans kind of sound like that too.
They
Is
have
that-
Minnesotans.
Minnesota.
How did you
I
get
don't know.
so close to the edge?
On the carrier?
Yeah.
Because it parks you automatically.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, how did you even?
No, I
get
used
there?
to be when like
Imagine
my parking skills with the Hornet specifically on the carrier were spectacular because I could literally get as far back as you could possibly get and be perpendicular to the side of the carrier, like facing the right
yeah.
way.
It's so spooky watching Growler Jams videos because he,
Yeah.
he flies the Super Hornet when
Or the
he's
Growler.
taxiing over. The Growler. I mean, that is a Super Hornet. God damn it.
Technically, it's not, but I'm being pedantic.
Yeah, it's a modified F model.
Yes.
But like when he's taxiing on the carrier and he like taxis fully over the edge.
I know, because that's the thing you
Like-
think about is like in the Hornet, you're basically sitting on top of the nose gear, or
Yeah,
and
but
in
in
the
the Super
Tomcat,
Hornet, it's behind.
yeah, and in the Tomcat, it's also behind you. It's between like the Rio and cockpit and pilot cockpits.
Yeah,
It's like you
so you're,
taxi
like-
out over the fantail.
Yeah,
too,
you're
and there's-
hanging over the
There's
water.
no lip at all on the fantail at all. So it's like you hang out there. I've heard that about like taxiing out, especially at night, is you just look down and you're just in the absolute abyss, and it's nuts. I would not
Yeah.
want to do that.
Bring those back.
Underrated carrier ops jet that I really like is the Super Attendard.
Yeah, I like that one
I think
too.
that's a cool jet.
It's neat.
Army.
And I like the nickname.
Copy.
They just call it Sam.
Oh, okay. Oh, Super Étendard Marine or something like that.
I think it's
my French.
oh yeah, Super Attendard Modernise because
Okay.
it's like modernized.
Is that French?
Yeah.
Yes. My French accent's not good anymore.
Well, his was fantastic.
Je parle pas français.
Je ne l'ai pas. Merde.
Merde.
I
Oh,
mean,
here's
it
a-
kind of comes with the, I'm European, so.
Yeah.
Army,
I
okay.
no, I was good at it.
Well, I
was
wouldn't have guessed because your English accent is. I can't even tell you have.
Swedish. Sverige.
Yes, I'm very Swedish.
Swedish. That's that. I don't even know that. It's like the I that makes it's a sound I literally can't make. Like.
Yes, I come from Sweden. How are you
Sweden.
doing today? Honestly, that's more Norwegian though. Hello, I am from Norway.
Yep.
So many switches.
How do I?
My goodness.
Every single time that I do this, I forget how to do it. Every single time, and then I have to watch my own tutorial.
On how to start it.
Yes.
Oh,
Imagine
no wonder I'm so confused. I'm like 10 minutes behind in a stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
like
so much more sense now. I'm like, you're still sitting on the main menu for me.
Yeah, it's like a 15-second delay.
Yeah,
or
I guess
something.
he's just kind of behind.
No,
That's
I
an-
guess I paused it at some point
Oh,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
My
crazy
girl came
how
home and
much
she was
better the-
hammered today, so.
Oh boy.
It's crazy
Yeah,
how
it's
much
funny.
better the fucking Soviet cockpits would look if they didn't have that terrible turquoise color.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is what?
What are you in?
MI8. Hip.
What's that?
A
Hip gang,
helicopter.
hip gang, hip gang.
Why are you centered?
Because this is the engineer seat. I'm just here because it's easier to access switches. This is pilot. Pilot and command is on the left, and co-pilot's on the right.
Okay.
Let's see. Press go.
I don't even know what this thing looks like. You said MI8?
Yeah, the
it's
hip.
Fat. I'm flying in a rocky one just because I can.
Imagine a cow, but a helicopter.
That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
accurate.
that's a cow. Yeah, I mean that's a cow.
The MI8's tricky to fly, but you can get it into such a unbelievably smooth hover.
Harhog, how you doing?
I'm alive. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, bro.
Where were you?
It's good
Limbo?
that y'all are. I was
In
in another dimension,
Yeah, I figured.
maybe.
Oh, wow, yeah, but you're just not gonna ask me.
I mean, AG, how you doing, buddy?
Wow.
I was
Doesn't mean
gonna-
anything now.
Jimbo's
I'm
brain
not biased.
is preoccupied. President.
Hi, how are you doing today?
No, Ossifer, it's hi, how are you?
Yeah, hi.
Not how high are you?
How high are you?
How high
no,
are you,
officer, it's, hi, how are you?
I swear to drunk, I'm not God.
Oh, officer, I just had a little dinner.
That took me a second.
I just had a little. What am I saying? I don't even remember. I just
I
had a
only
little
had one
dinner with
drink.
my wine.
Have you guys seen that one, the British guy, where he's like, here, blow on this, what are they called? The things you blow on to...
EBT.
Breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer.
Yeah, blow on this
Not that I would
breathalyzer,
know.
but it's
Not that
just,
I would
it's the cop's walkie-talkie.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's
funny.
great.
Yo, whisper what server you in so I could join real quick.
I'm on AO.
Nice.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
I
yo.
knew somebody was gonna say that. I expected it to be Jimbo.
Had to double down for the one time.
What do I do now? Oh, I have to do that.
You flying this
Maybe
time?
that and that.
Why has no one that makes like throttle protest products, why has no one made a throttle that turns into a collective?
How would you do that?
Like you twist it sideways and it becomes a collective.
Oh, damn.
I don't really know how a collective works entirely, but I'm sure somebody does out there somewhere.
There are
No, he's onto
collectives,
something.
but
Like you
Think
know,
of it. Think
you know
of the
how like
throttle
a
that I have.
throttle is like
for-
it goes
horizontal.
forward and back, and then you just flip the throttle handle, so it's like flush with the direction that it's going in. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I think I just made my first million.
Yeah.
Patent that.
It's a genius plot.
well, I think
I'll
I
share the
started
next
this correctly. It seems to be
You said
on.
you're doing the F-18 again?
No, flying the
Is it
MI8.
the hip?
Oh my goodness gracious, bro. We're gonna do helicopters.
Yes. All
Man, maybe I should
right.
get the Chinook.
Kiowa supremacy.
I love the car.
Yeah, I agree. It only took them like 4 years past their date. And I was complaining every day for the 4 years, Whisper knows.
Hey, but they fucking released a finished module.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do anything halfway.
The only thing I would like them to do is give us like a co-pilot, like a CPG AI, and also actually give my pilot wrists.
No wrist.
those need pilot models to be.
They have a strict no risk policy.
It's like
I
especially.
love that they made Barandus the pilot AI. Barandus is a legend. He bullied me for listening to Taylor Swift once, though.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey,
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
he's a fucking boomer.
He's an old ball. All right, let's.
10,000 hour Kiowa pilot.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that many hours in it. That would just be so silly.
Well, I mean, he was a real pilot.
Oh dang, that's official.
I don't think it's been out long enough to have 10,000 hours in
Yeah.
DCS. I don't know.
I know, that's the point. How am I supposed to take off there?
Can't wait for them to add the pave tack pod to the F4. It's gonna be so cool.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Demos.
Alright, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna crash into Whisper. I mean, totally won't. Oh my gosh, Hawk is in the server too.
He just did.
I cry every time.
I love the little fans on the kilometers. Sorry, Soviet.
Yeah, okay, can we have some proper terminology here?
No, I like this guy because he's as OCD about stupid things as I am.
Yeah,
This
we gotta
guy.
have a proper
Hey,
terminology.
this guy. I like this guy.
And as
It's
knowledgeable
Kitty. It's Kitty, not Kitty. Kitty.
as in cat.
Yeah, as in that's the type that I have on the hard drive, not... Don't get it twisted.
I'll be your kid, Jimbo.
See, this is the type of people that I've been trying to get on the Discord for so long, bro. Why do you think I've been trying to get a community? Alright, someone on board. Alright, let me start up. How do I start this thing up? I guess I'll press a button.
Are you gonna leave the RPM at what it's supposed to be at?
Which means the maximum that it could possibly be at any given time.
No.
I don't see what's wrong with that, but
Jimbo likes to fly the Kiowa with RPM at 105%.
Wow.
that's how it's supposed to be flown, just in case you need the extra RPM.
How long do your sorties last? 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it lasts until I give Whisper controls. Because you remember what happened last time we did that, and it just exploded the aircraft all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah. No, wait. But no, I had controls. It was. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I remember what happened. Yeah. That was great.
It just exploded. Alright, let me anchor my dinker really quick.
Yeah, every time I'm in his CPG seat, I have to reach over and hit his anchor switch.
Yeah, he reaches over big time, that's for sure.
I love that everyone calls it that now, the anchor switch.
The F-16
It
has
stands
an
for
anchor
increase,
switch too.
like increase, decrease switch, so
Increment,
dink.
decrement.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it, Jimbo.
And the ACK switch.
Oh yeah,
I like the back switch.
Yeah. The F-16
That's how I had
has an increment switch too, the Dauber switch. It's technically the increment switch.
Dinkrement, D-I-N-K.
Increment.
What the heck is a dinkrement? You wouldn't even have dodged me, bro. We would have just
I
punched straight
did
into
dodge
each other
you.
if I didn't peel out.
I peeled out too.
What if you peeled to the right? We would have been cooked.
I knew you were gonna go to the left. I know how you work.
Yeah, you know how it kind of hangs that way, you know?
Oh
yeah.
wow, it just caught up to us doing that.
That's what we just did. Yeah, it's taking a little while. Yeah, wait, are my flares going?
Fix your stream delay, Whisper.
It's
God
on
damn it.
normal. If I could put it on low latency, then I think quality is worse. So
They don't impede the quality.
It doesn't matter unless you're in the Discord talking to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird watching the stream and yeah.
All right, follow me, buddy. Let's see if we can do some
Game
something tricky
froze.
here.
Oh, there we go.
No, you're still in motion. It didn't freeze like that one time where it actually
Remember this
froze
way.
there. Oh, this Apache's about to crash and die.
Oh, now we have buffering or something on my stream.
The hip cockpit looks like a mirror ship or something.
It does. I wish we had like the modern version, like the MI-17 or whatever, that's like... It doesn't have the lower glass part.
I want that giant, the fucking helicopter,
The
Mi-5 or whatever.
The MI-26.
Wait, Whisper.
I mean like the giant cargo helicopter.
Yeah, it's an MI-26.
Oh, okay.
It's MI-26.
MI-5 is an intelligence agency.
No, that's...
Whisper, I'm at your 5 o'clock. I'm gonna turn around and follow him ahead to this tanker
going
here.
I'm going to a
Are you going to the ship? Oh, I was just gonna see if we could both land on the helipad on one of these.
Can, but
I guess
we
it'd be even trickier for both of us to land on the helipad over here. I want to see if you can film me landing backwards.
Very underrated Phantom movie.
I don't like the British Phantoms, I have to say. I hate how the British Phantoms, like, their nose... I hate their Navy ones, where, like, their nose gear strut just puts the nose, like, vertical. They just look dumb.
Do they have Navy? Do they have Navy?
They did, because they used to have conventional carriers. I mean, I suppose there are later Phantoms that were, like, grayish. I kind of like those, but...
Yeah, the F4M.
Yeah, I think so. I like how when they got...
I think the blue is cool because it's unique.
it's interesting.
Whisper, slow down. Let me fly with you, bro. Why are you
Too slow. American helicopter too slow. I like how when the British were getting the Phantom, they're stuffy old people were like, we need to have a British engine so that we can do something for the economy and have 37 jobs for people. So then they put a worse engine in it.
Wasn't it better?
I didn't think it was better. I thought it was worse. I think the handling was
I've
worse.
heard that that's like the thing that the British Phantoms get praise on, like universally, bigger, better engines
Did they?
that had more thrust. Yeah.
Maybe they did that. What am I thinking of? Maybe I'm just thinking of like I had heard that they like. Maybe
That is actually a Phantom picture.
They spooled up slower and were a little tricky to answer. I don't even know. I might be making that up.
Maybe they were. I think
Yeah, you might be acoustic.
It's possible.
It's probably like a combination of both.
Because I thought it was something about like they spooled up slower, but you could be right that you're probably right that they're more powerful. I don't know though.
Yeah. Both things could be right.
They might be.
I think the picture that I sent, even though I said that I prefer long-nosed Phantoms, I think that's my favorite Phantom picture.
That's a good Phantom picture. I like that one too.
It's got the inert sparrows. I really just want a modern Russian jet in the game. Give me an Su-27 SM.
That would be cool, but not gonna happen ever.
Yeah, I know. It's depressing.
Or Su-30 SM.
Yeah, or MiG-29 SMT.
I prefer the flankers to the MiGs. They look better.
Yes.
Flanker
I mean, I
is...
think they look good.
I mean, the MiG-29, I don't love how it looks, but I think that the Su-27 is one of the most beautiful aircraft that has ever been. Oh, that's VRS. That's
Yeah, you're dying.
fine.
If you're lucky, you just entered ground effect without getting any faster on your descent. If you were going faster on that descent, you would have crashed for sure.
Yep. I mean, I'm.
That's something I loved about the Kiowa is that they didn't overdo VRS.
No, they still have it though.
Yeah, but they didn't like overdo it in the flight model like on the Apache, where like you go into VRS every 5 minutes.
I have to wait till you land before I land, just in case you freaking get a dynamic rollover. You almost rolled over. Once the skids hit the ground, you immediately collective drop and roll it away.
I know how to do it. They touch the ground though.
Alright, let's see if I can do this. I love flying with the doors on. It just sounds so peaceful.
Wait, you're flying the Kiowa with doors on?
Yeah, like a normal, common human being. Like, I'm not a
Excuse me?
simpleton.
Excuse me? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. We have an Apache and a
look at this,
Chinook
look
here.
at this, look at this Chinook, look at the Chinook, look at the Chinook going vertical. Did you just see that?
There's an Apache on
Did you see that? You're right, there is an Apache there. I almost just crashed into him, to be honest. This dude took my spot. I was literally about to land there, and he just took it. What a jackwagon. Who the heck even is this guy?
Land next to me.
Oh, okay, fine. Wait, no, look, this Apache's gonna go next to you. Look at him, look at him, look at him.
I'm at my game. My game keeps like not having FPS when I keep looking.
And my frame rate, oh my, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I knew that
Who was
gonna
that?
happen. That was the Apache.
That wasn't me. He can repair, and he'll end up on the boat. See, this is why. Who's responsible for this?
I'm gonna dox you. 7.
You're gonna don't dox me. Is it the Apache who did this?
Well, the
The
Apache
Apache can
is...
still fly? That's pissing me off.
But look, he has no power. His rudder got fucked up
No
and
way.
just died.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes me happy. Confused about it. I know. Alright, let me see if I can land next to you. Make this okay. I'll land sideways just because that's how I do. I ball. Wow, it is way harder.
Like, the Kiowa is so tiny next to the hip.
Oh my god, dude, look at the Chinook.
What's it doing?
He landed on the bow.
You're lying. What?
It's like the Harrier pilot that landed on the cargo ship.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll land
that's-
on the bow. I can definitely land on the bow. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
even
like
hard.
3 times the size of you.
Land on the forward turret.
Let's see, where is that? Right here? I have to land like here. Nah, the forward turret is obviously not a big enough platform to house the skids. And right here, if I land, I might hit my rotors on that surface.
Yeah, you will.
Give up so easily, I guess.
The fact that I'm hovering here is just already hard enough. So, I'm not going to the Chinook, although I really want to fly one of those. That looks so much fun to fly.
Buy it then.
Oh, he's hopping up. He's hopping up. Now I'm gonna fly next and land next to you so that you can judge this landing while you repair.
Oh, I'm not gonna repair. I was
I'm gonna
get
hop
news
off.
flight.
It's
Alright.
almost 6 o'clock.
Alright, dude,
What, in
thanks
the
for hanging
morning
out with
where
me,
you
though.
are?
Yeah, in the morning here.
Jeez,
Five-
dude, you
5:25.
stayed up all freaking night. Holy shit.
Hell yeah, dude. I finally caught a whisper stream.
What? Yo, respect, man. Respect.
Yeah, dude,
That is
appreciate
awesome.
you hanging out.
We're
with
gonna
me.
have to we'll have to stream during your like 5 hours before now, basically.
I mean,
like in your
to be
time
fair,
zone.
Whisper started at like 1:45 my time, which
Yeah,
isn't bad on weekends.
Which is typical for start. Oh my god, what the hell is this Chinook doing?
Whisper, how long was your stream today? Like 8 hours?
No, so far it's just about 3.5 hours.
Oh. Well, yeah, we'll definitely do a stream in your time zone for sure. But have a good night, man. I really appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, and like I said, if you guys need more people for like operations and stuff, or like missions,
Yeah, definitely. We'll just have to plan something to be
We would definitely enjoy that.
like an F-14 Rio or something.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Because I need that. We'll make up a mission for that specifically.
I need that. I need that.
All right, we'll do it. That's what we want to hear.
See ya.
Alright, peace.
See ya, homie. You heard the man whisper. That sounds like a fun time doing a double F-14 sortie. Maybe Gas can be your Rio.
I don't know if Gas knows how to do any Rio stuff.
I don't know if Gas knows how to do anything.
Gas knows how to do things.
Can he balance a checkbook?
My routers are all bent. I'm gonna get a new slot.
Dude, just repair it.
No,
You're
I
good.
don't want to restart.
You're
I
good.
want to get a new. I want to
But then I have to fly back to you, man.
No.
This crazy ass Chinook is gonna freaking look at this guy.
I'm gonna fly the Mi-24.
Dude, I want to fly the Chinook so bad.
Just buy it, bro. Then.
I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I like you, and I want you.
I should have known you were gonna say something like that. Why did it reset my angles and things?
Dude, don't you know that's from the Boondocks episode?
I know what it's from. It's Fleece. Is it Fleece Johnson?
It's Fleece Johnson. Fleece, bro. Okay, we're landing on an oil platform this time. I do not give a flying fuck what you say.
Okay, I have to remember how to start this thing. It's all in Russian.
Should I fly the what is it? The swastika? I mean the Gazelle?
Do you have the Gazelle?
Yeah, of course. That was the first helicopter I ever bought, was a Gazelle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Followed by the Huey.
I got the Huey first. How do I do this again?
I was never a fan of the Gazelle, I must say.
No, it's better now, but it was bad initially. Don't need.
Dude, I love sometimes just like popping in an old Call of Duty disc, like COD 4 or Black Ops 1, and just like taking back those memories, man. Like playing the campaign of like an old school game like that. Classic.
Back when campaigns were fantastic.
Yeah,
See, now Harhog chimes in.
I didn't play.
Sorry,
much.
I'm PUBG'd some 12 Alive focusing. I just heard something about old campaigns and then Call of Duty, and I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
the good old days.
Yeah, man. What is it when I remember the first time I felt true amazement in a game is when I saw Captain McMillan stand up from the grass in that ghillie suit, and I was like, holy shit, bro. Like, he was there the whole time, and you already know, like, no one saw him the first time they played that.
No.
And it was like, oh man, that was the coldest mission for sure. That was so fun. Yeah, man, just simpler times. I remember back in the day, I used to hack Black Ops, not Black Ops. Oh, it was Black Ops on the Wii, and it was also World at War. And we would do like, I would do hacked lobbies, so everybody would have rapid fire, everybody had infinite ammo, everybody had like, well, I had God mode and I could fly around and not die, but everyone else just basically had infinite ammo and rapid fire, so they could shoot like nonstop any gun. They could noob tube across the map, and it would be like a minigun of grenades just flying across the map. And everyone loved joining this server. It was super fun, but it was just like any lobby that I would host would just be a hacked lobby. It was great. I figured out how it was basically like jailbreaking the Wii, but I haven't hacked anything else except for, you know, Whisper's address. I can just DOSed him, but that's no big deal.
Why is this not starting?
Well, this is a horrible circle.
I always lose
Which
when I get
Wasper.
This final circle is literally in the middle of a soccer field in Miramar.
Oh, that's fun.
So there's like, it's literally surrounded by buildings and there's nobody.
Yeah, so that basically means that as soon as the zone closes in, the game ends immediately because there's no cover.
Pretty much.
I don't remember how to start this.
I have a jammer bag, so I can survive a good chunk.
Yeah, but in
without
the late zone, it's not a long time.
Nope,
I'm
but
gonna
I'm
get
gonna
in
go
a
ahead.
different helicopter because I don't remember how to start this, and I'm not gonna be streaming.
What are you
from
trying to start?
It's the Mi-24, but I forget how to do it, so I'm gonna fly the.
Bro, just press the auto start.
No, I refuse to do that
But why?
because
You could actually.
yeah, I don't
You
care, but
can
it's like it's
actually
so hard to
do
fly
something with
around
it.
and land anyway, so I'm gonna not bother. I'm not gonna bother.
No, there's one.
I'm just gonna fly Kiowa because that doesn't take long to start. Why are they all occupied? Oh, because you are in the one friggin' Kiowa spot somehow.
Oh,
Are
that's
you
gonna hurt.
telling me that you can't? You literally can't fly a Kiowa in this slot?
It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me spawn. It says they're all occupied.
Oh my god! Can you just? One sec. I am fingering it out right now.
How's it fly the Huey?
If I live through this, I might win the game.
Okay, it still doesn't work. Okay, I can't spawn it. I can't spawn in any helicopter there. For some reason.
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't let me. I tried it and it just says no. Yep, doesn't let me spawn there.
Works for me. It should work for you. Try releasing your slot.
I'm not in a slot. I'll try spectating, select a role, join dynamic slots, Farp London, Kiowa. This,
I love the consistency, man. I'm so glad to see you
it doesn't let me spawn.
keeping it consistent.
Yeah, it doesn't let me spawn here. I might end the stream and hop off now though, because it's getting kind of late, and I've been streaming for like 3.5 hours. So I think I'm gonna end it for now. But
Well, I'm in a helicopter if you want to fly one that's can actually turn on.
I don't know. I think I might get off. But
All right, folks. Well, you heard it here first. Thank you all for tuning in to another Whisper DCS stream. Subscribe to Whisper. Subscribe to Jimbo VR. Follow Whisper on Instagram. He's got some pretty sweet posts from our recent streams there. And also join the Discord. We would love to have you as a part of the team.
yep, pretty much covers the outro. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate that. Hope you'll join the Discord and tune into some future streams. I'll try to be better about, and actually announcing when I'm going to be
That'll do
streaming.
it.
But I literally just decided to stream a few minutes before I started, so there wasn't much of a warning, but yeah. Have a good one. And I hope I'll see you next time.
Yeah, buddy. We'll see you all next time. Peace.
Peace.